Greetings and welcome to, you know what it is, Comic Book Talk with Friends on a Monday. I'm your host, Leo Rockwell. For the ones to scale my YouTube channel, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're always up to date as to what we got going on over here. I know y'all can see that big ass box back there. That is the Batman and the Bat Cycle from the Flash, and I had no idea that that big ass box was going to take up that much space. And what's interesting about that is, if I see how big that box is, I can only imagine how big the Dewback box is going to be. That's going to be insane. So definitely something I'll probably be opening up here a little bit later. I don't know. That shit's heavy as shit.
We'll try to cardboard.
Yeah, bro. We're going to definitely. I'm on box watch, so yes, Lumi, I am. Anyway, can't do this without my folks and everybody that we actually have here on this panel, man. What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah,
Happy Monday.
Chilling. Everybody chilling. I'm a little bit sad right now, bro. I'm a little bit sad, bro. You heard the news. You already heard the news that they canceled, my Blue Eye Samurai figure, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, they canceled it. They canceled it, bro. I got my NRD back from Kit. They canceled it.
They canceled the figure, or they canceled yours?
Huh? They canceled the figure in general.
Okay.
Yeah, they just basically canceled it because who knows? I'm putting out a video about it. I got my own speculations on why they probably did it, but yeah, they canceled that shit, bro.
Yo, man, they didn't advertise it. You know where I heard about that figure? Right from here who? On 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you.
I gotta hear it, yo. That'll be my ears to the ground, dog. This is where I heard.
Yeah,
about it, man. I don't think they promoted it well, but
yeah, I feel kind of bad, bro. Like my feelings are hurt.
Those type of things you don't want to promote very well, and it still got out. And I honestly think they got cease and desist. Netflix was like,
you think that's what it was?
Yeah,
bro. That's my feeling on it.
It's usually the more logical thing. Yeah,
it's that, and probably that they didn't get enough of participation in it. You know what I mean? As far as like NRDs and people that drew that much of an interest in it.
True, because all of my low knowledge of how factories work and how things work.
Yeah,
I think they need to pay up front for if they don't own a factory. They need to pay up front to say, hey, we are going to produce this, and they don't have the money to pay up front. They're not going to produce it.
Well, hey, does Netflix release their viewership? Like, what's the numbers, man? Because I talked to people that still.
They got mad numbers, bro. It got viewership, and it basically got an award. It was nominated for a few awards.
Viewership numbers, but streaming numbers are so different from what you get traditionally from the Nielsen ratings when it comes to broadcast.
Nielsen's what you want to look at. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Nielsen is like regulated and it's official and it's like pretty much you can hang your hat on it. But with streaming numbers, no one knows if they're real or not. You don't always.
You'll hear something and you don't.
It's just the in-house releasing it, whereas Nielsen's a third party, so you can trust them more. But streaming services, it's a fucking like crapshoot with numbers. That's why it's so hard to gauge. Most shows when they do well or not, or numbers, like it's hard to even have an argument. Shows getting dropped or this and that because no one knows how they actually did to really kind of make a case for it.
That's why I try to go by the it's anecdotal, but try to go by people I talk to. Usually when a show is popular, you hear about it from everybody. Yo, Blue Eye, it was up there though. It was up there. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to a few people. A lot of buzz.
Listen, if everybody out there, I need y'all to pay attention. If y'all want to learn the backstory of how Vinny came to existence, it's all right here. Just look up Larry Dickham on bro. Larry Dickham. Bro, have y'all watched this shit?
Nah.
Vinny, did you watch what I sent you, bro?
Not yet. I've had a busy day. Oh my god.
Larry, look up Larry Dickham on Instagram and watch.
I'm scared to.
Bro, listen.
Yo, this ain't where he kicked that dog in the air, is it? Somebody.
Nah, bro. This is Larry Dickham,
type that
bro.
in.
This is Larry effing Dick, bro. Let me hold on. My solution was simple. Break every bone in their body in order to stop
Oh, so like he one of those, like a Bushido Brown.
Oh,
Black Dynamite.
Like Dynamite.
Uh-huh. Dragonfly Jones type.
Bro, Larry Dickham is the funniest dude.
All right.
Bro, yeah, you gotta watch his shit. I sent it to y'all. I sent it to you in this script. I sent it to you, Prop. This shit's fucking funny, bro. Larry Dickham is, but that's the backstory of how Vinny came. Vinny Dickham, bro. Vinny, what? Thank you guys for being here, man.
Jesus Christ,
bro. That fucking I came across that shit the other day, bro. I can't stop watching it. He got a whole Instagram page full of shit. He got over a couple million followers, bro. He's funny as hell. Wow. Like literally. But anyway, thank y'all for being here. He said, what did he say, Larry? Hold on, what you say? Louis, he said, Larry.
I think he says it himself.
Larry Ticket is the funniest shit, bro. Yeah, bro, it is. He is funny. He is definitely funny.
Nah, YouTube was like, no way you putting that in there.
I know. Let him say shit.
Hey, you gonna say some bullshit.
That is a careful Google right there.
Bro, Larry Dickham is funny. Bro, it's all kung fu shit. Like this, all of it is kung fu on the beach, just fucking people up, bro. But he's funny. Oh, anyway, man, thank you guys for being here. Everybody out there to chat. Prop, what you got with the business with you, bro? What you been doing,
nothing, man. Just happy to be here, man. Been waiting for this all week, y'all. Was hoping you're gonna have.
I didn't.
God damn it, Larry.
Yeah, man. Nothing at all, bro. Nothing. I know you seen. I got man, dude. I bring it up every week, man. But it's here. I finally got my Batmobile. It's open.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful, ain't it?
It's flawless, bro. You know
beautiful,
what I'm saying? I done looked at it several times. It's flawless, man. So I'm in there, dog.
It's a beautiful piece, bro. It is. It's heavy as shit, but the bane of my existence. It is definitely the bane of my existence. But other than that, it is definitely a beautiful piece. I gotta wipe my shit off every now and then.
That's what I was gonna ask you. That's the only problem, man. It's dust. I don't have nothing. This not
you gotta wipe.
Class,
you gotta
man,
dust it off every now and then because that motherfucker collects dust like a motherfucker, bro. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely having in your collection, man. Definitely, man. Boomer, man, what's going on with you, brother? Did you finish up with your scenes for the last season of Abbott Elementary, man? What's up?
We in the middle of doing the the spring break extravaganza episode coming out for you guys. They funny thing is they put out a memoranda that we had to sit through in our training today, and they were saying, guys, we're hearing reports of you guys dunking on kids, playing basketball with them. That is a company liability, and we cannot have you doing that. So yeah, I just had to look away. Went to the bathroom when they said that because I didn't hear that. This is what people telling me. So, but other than that, man, having a great day.
That's good.
Monday.
That's good, bro.
Just got Sabine in on Friday.
Oh, you got yours.
So enjoying
Wednesday.
Enjoying my Sabine Wren, man.
So what's your thoughts on overall on the figure? Was it well worth the wait?
Man, definitely well worth the wait. As I am becoming more and more of a a connoisseur of the Mandalorians in general. I'm loving her brown flight suit. It adds a different color, a different palette to my shelf. I have Boba, I have Jango, I have Bo, I have her, and I have Mando. So it's a nice wider range of colors that I see there in that shelf. So really happy about that. The USB lightsabers, man, they're coming along. I won't say they are like CCFL or something. That's like, that's some somewhat expensive tech. But for what they're putting in it, like, she's bright as hell. Like, it's something about those green lightsabers that shine a little bit more brighter than others. Because I have Mace, I have Anakin, Luke, and I have a few other dark side like Star Lord, Star Killer. Damn. Fuck,
Yeah,
I
Star
keep playing,
Killer.
I'm playing too much Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
And then Balin, I got a couple of those Dark Star lightsabers that are red or like orange, and like they don't light up just as bright as Sabine is in my collection right now. So I think they're getting better at it, but we'll see as it goes along. But I enjoyed that over the weekend, man, putting that together, and the head sculpt is phenomenal. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, definitely worth it, man. Mine, like I said, we just got the notification like last week about that figure, as well as the it was the modern suit Batman as well. So that was from information I got from Ray. So that's supposed to be shipping out on the 12th. So a lot of people are probably starting to get those notifications now, but yeah.
Yeah, man, Leo. I thought I could stay away from FedEx, man. You know, but it seems like the FedEx tendencies have dribbled on over to UPS.
Bruh.
Tell me why.
For sure.
Riddle me this, Batman. Listen, the Hano black suit Spider-Man was also charged to me 2 weeks ago, back end of February. And
you're still waiting on it.
The Hano suit was shipped out on, I think it was on a Monday or a Tuesday after that charge. I checked my UPS, bro. It goes from LA, it goes over to like near where Calvin lives, a city called Riverside. And it stays there for 2 damn days.
Ooh,
damn.
I called UPS. I talked to, and I'm sorry, no offense. I talked to like 3 Guptas that I couldn't understand because it was just hard to fucking understand them. And I'm trying to give them my fucking tracking code. They struggling with it. I'm just like, it's already adding on to the frustration. I just need somebody that's clear with me so I could just relay this information and I can understand. And I had to set up a ticket with Sideshow, and I just waited, and then they finally repopulated the date on that tracking number on Saturday, or like Friday night rather. And can you believe this? The box is in Texas.
Damn.
I'm like, how the fuck did it get out the state? Wait a minute, it's a California to California delivery. How the fuck did it get out the state?
Bro, you are having the same fucking problem I'm having. Let me tell you, Tina Cruz lives 45 minutes away from me in Media, Pennsylvania. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour away from me in Media, Pennsylvania. I sent her 2 head sculpts. Wanda from Multiverse of Madness. I sent her Black Widow from Winter Soldier. 2 of them. She's 45 minutes to an hour away from me. Tell me how my shit got from here to Arizona. From Arizona to Cali. And now my shit's sitting in transit somewhere. 2 head sculpts. Just 2 head sculpts, by the way. But here's the thing. I didn't send it through FedEx. I didn't send it through UPS. Which only leaves one motherfucker, bro.
DHL.
I just thought
nope, not even USPS, bro. And I normally send it through them because it gets there in a timely manner. I've sent shit through them before and it got to her like that. This fucking time, my shit ended up in California to the point where she had to open up a case for it. My shit might be lost, bro. I don't know.
Dog. I just don't understand like the propensity of these businesses to want to like use like international call, centers during business hours. I can't talk to nobody in the States during business hours.
Nope. You can't talk to nobody, bro. And they want
to how fucked up is the game economically up there when you're running a corporation that you can't even just have like call centers in the country where the person's getting the package.
That's why I try to chat whenever I can, because at least I can read you better than understand you here sometimes.
Yeah. Bruh.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. My shit, at least you got a response as to where you're trying to go with your shit. My shit is lost.
Yeah.
My shit, I don't know where it's at right now. Like I said, Tina, she's always hit me up. It's like, yo, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. She's
I was
like,
hoping it
I'm
was
tracking
gone. So Sideshow could just just dispatch another one.
And they
Instead,
did.
I gotta wait for this one that's fucking went to a whole other state. I don't know if a motherfucker punted it, shitted on it, farted on it.
Crazy. Before we kind of get into everything, and thank you guys for being here, man. As always, we gonna jump in, Vinny, before we get to the store. Let me say what's up to everybody that's out here in the chat. We got Charlie the Unicorn in the building. What's going? He said that is so weird. I just got a box from USPS. Weird, 2 head sculpts from PA area. Ain't that crazy? He's funny, bro. Docking in the building. Let's all pour one out for our VTS Blue Eye Samurai. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. He said, Dirk Diggler said, Stunt Double said, using that homeboy mail, bro. You already know, bro. We got my baby in the building, Skylar. Hey, baby, thank you for being here as always. We got Lewis Land Anderson in the building. Who else we got in here? We got Tijuana. Mike is in the building. Thank you for being here. Good. Pedro Lopez, as always. Thank you for being here, brother. We got WRNR Real Negro Radio. Malakama Bay. WRNR. We got Lyrics of the Soul in the building. Hey, guys, I'm loving Daredevil and drawing Kingpin next. Word. Yep. Who else we got in the building? We got Force in here with us. Thank you for being here. Amber, I'm gonna need them cookies though. Hurry up, get them cookies done. I need those real quick. Who else we got in the building? Louis Anderson. We got Chuck G in the building. Thank you for being here. Striker 47 is in the building. Thank you for being here, brother. As always. Who else do we got out here with us? We got Dale A in the building. Who else do we have with us this evening? We got Mark P in the building. So we got a few people actually stomping in through, man. We definitely appreciate having you guys here with us as always. I'm gonna have to hit up Uncle Keith about USPS. But anyway, before we actually dive in real quick, I gotta say what's up to these places where we get these figures from, as we always do. Starting with, you already know what it is, man. Again, it's always supporting your brick and mortars because you're gonna need them pretty soon. Shout out to my man Ray over there at Underground Figures. If you were looking for the latest and greatest, my man Ray got you. No NRD, shipping and handling is definitely reasonable. Sign for that newsletter so you're always up to date as to when your figure's arriving or when a new figure has been revealed or released. You never know. Also, make sure that you create an account because you never know when he might have free shipping or a discount on the figure choice that you're definitely looking for. So hit him up. He'll take care of you. Ray's been in the business for a while, and he's always making sure that you have everything that you need. Also, got to give a shout out to my man Ray over there at Hawk Wars Toys. That's Hawk Wars Ray. Not only do you get the figure of your choice, you get comic books, stickers, you name it, a complete care package. He'll make sure that you have everything that you need. Again, if you look over here, you see all those figures. They go that red and is that red and that's it? That
hey, bro, keep it
red and blue Spider-Man suit that he ain't got.
Yeah,
but yeah, man,
hit him up and say, man, let me get that head sculpt, bro.
He said, let me get that head sculpt. But definitely, you can see here he got an array of figures that you might be looking for. So hit him up; he'll take care of you. Also, got to give a shout out to Jacob over there, Comic Relief, Comic Collectibles. If you're looking for everything that you need, he'll hit you up. Again, not only just about the figures, but the comics, physical media. That's why we're here. We talk about the comics, and he got everything that you need. Store hours is over there, so definitely check him out. Also, got to give a shout out to my man Brian Wong over there at Maju Case, Maju Space. If you're looking for an incredible display, again, hit him up. He'll take care of you. With all these figures that's coming, you're going to need yourself some space. You're going to need yourself a decent display. So hit him up. He'll definitely take care of you. Last but not least, we got Vin Dog in the building. We got my man Vincent Dunn Art over there. Now, make sure that when you actually go to his Instagram page, the link to his store is definitely there. Hit him up. Take care of you. You can see all the prints and stuff that he actually got here for your pleasure. What's going on, Vinny? What you want to tell him about what you got going on over here, bro?
Yeah, I'm actually excited because I have a con coming up, Fan Expo Cleveland on March 21st through the 23rd. So I've been in the lab all weekend just working on new art for it. I have a new Daredevil piece that I'm gonna probably drop tomorrow. I have a Conquest piece I'm working on, and I have a few other pieces that I'll be working on this week, and hope to have a bunch more with the next following weeks leading up to that con. My spring schedule is like really packed with cons. I have 3 big ones coming up all before May, so I'll have a lot of new art up on the site. So stay tuned, keep it locked at Vincent Dunn Art on my IG, and that has a link to my Stormby store. So you'll see art that I'm posting there, updates on the con schedule and all that good stuff. So lots of new art on the way, and then they'll be up on the site imminently, and I'll have some different variations. I might even be dropping some new album art as well, and new 7x10 different sizes to be playing with. Some new canvas prints. I just did a canvas print of Guyver that came out really well. So I'm going to be unloading a whole bunch of new stuff. I've been catching up on reading a lot this winter, and now I'm shifting gears and getting a whole bunch of art done, crammed in jam session style like this week, and the next couple of weeks going into the con. So hit me up on there. Anything that you see that you want, feel free to reach out and I'll hook you up. And anything that you don't see that you want, reach out. Now got commissions open as I'm going into these cons. I'm working on a lot of different commissions for other people and new art, so I just throw it on the list, get it done. But other than that, I've been just busy with reading and sorting. I've gone through at least like 3,000 Mylars, flipping new books that I haven't put away yet after they've been read and filed, and a whole bunch more boxes to go through as I'm reorganizing all the art stuff. So I'm juggling a lot of art, a lot of comics, a lot of reading, and just as the season is warming up and getting back to work, so fucking busy. But it's Daredevil and Invincible kicking ass that has been on my mind all week to get to tonight to talk about. So I can't wait to get into this episode.
Word, definitely, bro. Appreciate you. Remember, if you're looking for the link to his page, you can find it on Instagram. Hit him up if you're looking for those pieces. As always, man, appreciate you. Okay, we see Lyrics to the Stone. Lisa getting busy over here, bro. You see
Lisa's been doing her thing too.
You see this? She getting busy, brother. Okay, I see you. She's probably playing some prints while she's making this print. She got some prints on the background, bro. You know how she feel about prints. But nah, this is dope.
Yeah, super dope. She sends me sends me updates as she's going, like, oh, you think I should change this with the nose, and we go back and forth, and she's been so inspired. It's awesome to see, and I love how like she's got fire up on her ass. She's into it, so I'm really proud of her.
Thing.
Yeah.
Look at. She said, "Need this. This is awesome." My daughter wants it. Hey, Lisa, you got a client.
Hook it up.
You got to hook it up because she definitely wants it. But nah, this is definitely incredible, man. I love this, bro. This is incredible, Lisa. You are killing it with this. Indeed. You are definitely killing it. I can't wait to see what you do with Kingpin. Definitely. That's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be crazy. So, yeah, it's always good to see that. Do want to kind of dive in here and get us started because we got some things to definitely talk about, man. Right off the rip. Starting off with our artist of the week, man. We talk about the guy again. This is Cliff Chiang. Now, again, bro, I wasn't, when I pulled him up because I was like, let me just look at a couple people that I haven't really touched on, and we haven't really, because we still got artists to really talk about. So I wanted to kind of bring up somebody who I'm not really familiar with. Yeah, and I wasn't really as familiar with his art until I started looking at some of the pieces. I'm like, wait a minute, I got some of this shit, bro.
Yeah,
like, literally I do, but. Again, I love his art style, but what I love is how creative he is with his pieces. Like, and like how he comes up with the work. Like, literally, he is killing it, bro. Like, he is doing some good stuff. For real. Like, yeah, bro. Look at, and then, like I said, like his comic inspired, the variant art, the variant pages. Like, for instance, this one for Batgirl, bro.
That's the way I would do. I went to the comic book store today looking for that. Could not find it.
Damn, bro.
The only one that wasn't there.
I did a Ghost Rider like that from fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I may need to send this to my girlfriend, please. I need to.
I gotta show you that Ghost Rider is just like this. I did that like 4 years ago.
Bro, this
Oh
right
my
here
God.
is incredible, bro. Like, damn, that's a nice piece. But I wasn't really familiar with a lot of his work until I started going back looking at, again, I have this particular book here. So I remember this one. Let me see here. And again, especially if you're familiar with the Asian Superman as well. That's definitely incredible. I love his take on the Storm variant cover. So this is definitely dope here as well. I love that. But he's doing some great things, bro. He's doing some incredible work, of course. A lot of his work, I actually looked at a lot of his work with of course, Wonder Woman, bro. You already know he gets busy. He definitely gets busy with Wonder Woman, man. Especially during the New 52 era and stuff like that. So, but I love it because he is uniquely different from everybody else on his approach. Even the art style itself is definitely it's almost bordering even some of like the manga anime pages in a sense. But I love it. What do you think about this, V?
I'm most familiar with him with the Wonder Woman stuff because I collect this Wonder Woman, and his stuff has always been super clean, great storyboarding and paneling. He reads smooth. If you get my meaning, like it's definitely great sequential art. And it's always really clean, never too busy. Reminds me kind of like a Pat Gleason type with like real, usually like thick lines, very defined, and just like very very subtle, and just everything smooth. Great color palettes, always adapted with the style, like always like very unique and different like colors for his backgrounds and in his sequentially. Like I think that he uses that with his colorists to set tones and moods with the scenes. So I always dug his work on Wonder Woman. I'm not super familiar with some of his other stuff. I've seen some of his Green Arrow work, but I'm mostly familiar with him from
Wonder Woman. And that's all because he does a lot of work for Wonder Woman, New 52, New Gods. He's actually done some work there as well. But he has just definitely something unique with the prop. You said you saw some of his work as your comic stuff.
Yeah. So his Batgirl stuff I followed. Really didn't, probably like you. I didn't follow. His art didn't stand out as much to me when I first started collecting them. And some of the Batgirls joints, I didn't even read them, man. I think I was just in a comic book collecting stage, yo. I went through my collection today, and that Purple Rain cover was the only one I was missing. Went to the comic book store. They had every Batgirl except for that one. So dude is a big deal, dude. But his artwork is dope, man. It reminds me of he's got it has a graphic design, and I think this was point when you're talking about the color palette and the simplicity. It has a real graphic design feeling to it. You know what I mean? Almost like a 60s poster. I forgot what that style was called. It was a style of poster they used to do back then that just had this real simple
pop art.
Right. So, but at the same time, in terms of how it fits in with the other artists, it stands out. It reminds me, it's not the same as Frank Miller's work, but what Frank Miller's work did at that time, where it was more simple. Of course, he was doing the black and white thing, but so not the same thing, but the shock value of it that is refreshingly different than
strong line.
Yep. So super dope, man. But it's the Batgirl joint. The Wonder Woman to me was even drawn even more simpler. I like the Batgirl stuff was turned up a little bit.
Yeah, but it would surprise you because he's definitely on topic. I say that specifically for a reason. He's on topic. He's on topic for a reason. And mainly because whether you knew it or not, a lot of his work is also with Invincible.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's incredible. Like, bro, and it's, he's done a lot of work for Invincible as well.
That's Otley though.
No, but hold on. I'm about to pull it up.
Okay.
I'm about to pull it up in a second here because he did this, and I can only actually find it in a smaller run. Hold on. He did this.
Okay.
As well.
Oh, he did some pieces for him.
He did some pieces basically for it. Like he did a couple of covers for it. He did a couple of pages for it. So he's heavily involved in Invincible, but nobody ever. I didn't know it. I had no idea. You know what I mean? As artists, he's done like a couple of art covers for it. And again, it's just basically his design is just completely unique. But it's impressive. I mean, I will definitely say that like he's definitely an impressive artist. But I just wasn't really up on his work until I actually searched him out. I was like, okay, yeah, he's done, a couple of things for like Wonder Woman, New 52. He's done a couple runs on, hold on, let me pull this one up here too. Of course, New Gods. He's done a lot of work for New Gods. And even some illustration. He done a couple of illustration for Batman as well. And he also drew inspiration on Frank Miller. So he's done like a couple of different things, but he's not, I think like a lot of his claim to fame is a lot of work that he's actually done overseas as well. So, but yeah, like, I mean, I appreciate him as an artist, in general, of what he actually does. So I was like, what, it's kind of good to kind of pull some of these people out that, we've never seen before. We've never actually dealt with. Are you familiar with his work, Bloomer?
Only just in the Invincible stuff, just seeing those covers, some of his art on those covers. He did those new covers that are getting pushed out, right? Like the new edition of those the single volumes that they're just doing. Okay, so yeah, I'm quite familiar with those covers because that's what I was about to get, and then Benny was like,
Continue. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like he's pretty much out. He's out here. he's out. He's definitely out here. Yeah, he's in them streets, man. But definitely, I just wanted to kind of shed some light on him. Not really a lot of that you might be or people might not be familiar or that familiar, with his art. But again, when he's there, also for Transformers as well. He's done a couple of pages for Transformers. The latest run, actually, he did the run last year's run, which was pretty dope. I think it was the Cybertron Wars. So yeah, he's been doing some crazy shit, but I had no idea.
Another one to watch.
Yeah, definitely another one to watch, man. I wasn't really familiar with his work, but
hey, man, listen, all the people that we love, they started with no accolades, and we was reading them and loving them.
Oh yeah,
y'all was reading Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko with no accolades.
None,
unproven.
Bro.
You just liking the shit, you know what I mean? So like, I think that's just a important thing to point out when it comes to this medium, is to try out different artists, try out different writers, different combos. You might just like this guy's art, but you may not have liked how the story panned out. So see if he did something with a writer, a better writer that you might like. See if that combo's out there. It's just a lot of stuff, just layers that comes with reading comic lines, collecting comics. I do thank the comic gods that there are resources for newer readers to get in there, because if it was just analog collecting and you buying and having just physically go to the store, which is harkens on the good old days, but that's a very taunting task for a new reader. You know what I mean? You just telling them get out there. It's like I love that there's resources for new readers to go and read a line, even if they're not physically getting that book. They're still putting money into Marvel or whatever resource. They're not doing it legally. They're going through channels and paying money and keeping this medium alive. And they're reading on these great apps. I have to give some shout out to Marvel Unlimited, man. They're getting faster in terms of catching up with day and date publications, but when they load those comics in, you can read it in an interactive way. When you swipe, the panels kind of like do this nice little like I don't know, drawing closer or like kind of centering in on the dialogue, so you're really there as you're reading along to each panel. And I think that's really, really big in terms of bringing in new readers or people who have been on the planet for a long time but haven't been reading comic books. You know, and the only knowledge, as we've been talking about on the show, most people's common knowledge is the MCU or the DCU or the Snyderverse, whatever way you want to call it. That's most of their knowledge when it comes to this stuff. And when it comes to the actual IP, the written material, there's so much more out there. It's almost mind-blowing. We keep having these same conversations with people, and they just don't want to read. People don't want to read.
Yeah.
Not only that, but they're so. It's one thing if you only ever seen films and you argue your point from the film's perspective, but there's a lot of people who have only watched the films and are so loudly confident that is the definitive take.
Yeah.
Like I've argued with people about Batman and then heard them mention about how Ra's al Ghul trained them, and I'm like, all right, this conversation is over. I don't
because that's all they know. That's their entryway. It's an entryway to have.
When you think Ra's al Ghul trained him, we got to just agree to disagree. I'll catch you later. Like it's just.
Yeah, it's
Qui-Gon Jinn didn't train him. Dang.
But you know what? I also, you know, most individuals who are versed in the comic space, and even if you are, you know, and I give credit to like a lot of, creators who are out there who talk about these things like we do, who will give them, reference points, books to read, things that are out there. But it's up to the person who's viewing this shit to read it, especially if you want the source material. And I love the simple fact that we live in a space now that we do get some of these shows that will be an entry way. So, okay, they can say, well, oh, this is the character. This character is pretty dope. So let me go read up on it. Because we didn't have that shit when we was coming up. Right. We didn't have a reference
and
point.
Don't get me wrong. I'll gatekeep. If you only like watching the movies, that's fine. I don't really give you shit about it. It's just I hate when people make it a point to go out of the way to shit on or be dismissive of the comics as if that's just some kiddie shit and it wasn't cool until they made it a movie. Like nah.
They still do that. They don't do that no more, man. You making that up?
You cannot take your MCU knowledge and then insert it in a conversation or a debate, and then try to act like you're the intellectual authority there. You're missing like 98% of the actual story. You're getting an interpretation of the truth. You know what I mean? Like they say the Bible is testament. It's people speaking about Jesus Christ, telling you about his exploits. It isn't Jesus Christ saying, "Yeah, I did that. I did this." It is people speaking. It's an interpretation of what happened.
Yeah,
that should be evident from the fact that for many of the characters, there's multiple versions of even the movie versions. So of course, none of the movie versions are definitive. Right. Y'all don't even have definitive versions of on screen. So
hey, you foolish mortals. Anytime you have that conversation, you got to end it with "you foolish mortals." Got to drive that point home, baby.
Yeah, I try not to be like, especially like, for instance, I like, me and my daughter can have like a couple hour long conversations. She'll ask me about something. I'll give it a reference point. We'll talk about it, because she wants to learn. She wants to know. You know what I mean? Like, especially with Daredevil, we can have long-winded conversations about it. The starting point, she'll call me for reference. I'll actually tell her what books to read or where she can get this from and the information's from. Shout out to my daughter, Autumn, who will be up here next month. I cannot wait because she wants to go to a comic shop, so I'll be talking with her. But again, like having these conversations with individuals who are really, really, really interested in knowing. I'm glad that we live in a space now, and I just look at it like, you know what? They got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Hey,
you know what I mean?
Superman 77. There was a jump in comics. 1989 Batman was one of the biggest. I'm sure it's probably different. These are old facts, but the 89 Batman movie catapulted comic book to the stratosphere. Yeah. So that's what you got to see. Even the rarity of comic books is you got to explain to people all the time, right? The reason why comic books are rare, why a Superman Action Comics or Amazing Fantasy number 15 is worth so much, is because one, comic books were destroyed, right? We went through that thing when they thought comic books were evil. So it was the rarity of them.
Yeah.
The next step, the next jump in that was they started making more comic books, and then these movies, you had these non-fans, which is good for our culture. because you got to remember the reason why Sony got the rights to Spider-Man, the reason why Warner Brothers got the rights to Batman was because comic books weren't doing well. Those movies is what kept our culture alive, man. So always thank them, yo. Like you said, if they go that extra step, man, and if they like the movies, in my opinion, they will like the comic books. They'll like the stories from it.
Yeah,
if they dive into it, man.
You should like the fucking books more.
Probably like the books more, bro. And we getting there, man. I think we get into a place where some of these movies are starting to become more and more like the comic books. I think we getting there. They trust in it a little bit more.
It feels like maybe Lord of the Rings. I'm not even a fan, so I'm can only just looking on the outside in. I can tell you I'm a fan of Harry Potter, though.
Oh, me too.
It feels like it's either those two that really, like, the books were smash hits and the movies were smash hit.
Right.
Like,
but comic books expand more.
Maybe Twilight. I don't know. Go ahead.
Comic books expand more time, though. So you know, every iteration of Batman that comes out is more accurate to the audience, according to that audience, right? Mm-hmm. But the reality is, the 66 Batman was very, 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 very faithful to the comic books at that time. Mm-hmm. And the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman, got the detective is very, you know what I'm saying? So that you're taking something that's been around.
They're taking the essence of different
years. I swear they the only motherfuckers that's putting onomatopoeias in the fucking actual dialogue of a show. Like, bam, like it hasn't been done ever since. That's what, like, 66 will always just be like frozen in time there.
Right. But we getting there. They're getting smarter. I think this whole Marvel thing with them focusing on. I don't want to go there, but yeah,
definitely. So see, education. That's what it's all about. About learning. And
your daughter's dropping knowledge in the
I mean, she's studying. She's going back and she's reading different things. She'll call me, "Hey, Dad, so can you tell me about this?" "Oh yeah, sure. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. I can tell you." She started. I love that. I love that aspect of it. Yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, I couldn't wait. I wanted to throw this basically right after this, because if you're not watching Invincible, and again, we live in an era, we're living in a space where we are getting some great content on television right now. We're getting some amazing content on television right now. We're getting Daredevil Born Again. You know what I mean? We're getting Invincible. There's so many things that you can actually watch now, and I'm loving it. You know what I mean? I'm loving this right here was something that, what this is akin to, bro? It's almost as bad as what we knew about, the first couple of seasons of Walking Dead with Glenn. Like, that's because it's the fear of, like, it's the same draw. You knew that once this episode happened, especially with the Invincible War, and after that, the cleanup, you knew that this motherfucker was coming. You knew it. Like, you knew it. I didn't know that they were going to go deep with, especially by the end of the episode. I saw, because there was a couple of points where you thought they were going to cut off. Like, you thought they were just going to end it. In this episode, the entire episode was so well done, bro. It was so fucking well done. But then seeing this and knowing what's to come without giving it away to anybody out there who haven't actually read the books, again, here's the thing, it's too late. If you haven't read the books, it's not too late. But what I'm saying is, watch this, go back and read the books after. Watch it first. Get it out the way, and then go back. If you want to see the extended cut, go back and read the books. But I was so excited to see this on screen. Finally, after reading the books, I was like, are they going to go there with this season? I really didn't think they would, but they did. And fuck, I can't wait to this next episode. So Bloomer, you saw this episode. You saw, were you anticipating this at the end, or did you think they were going to cut off at some point and we weren't never going to see?
I think once he got towards where he was like rebuilding, I was like, because as I just saw, like I told you, I was like, I need to see where I'm at in the compendium, and I opened up the compendium, and I was literally in the middle of this week's episode before watching it. I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw like on a thumbnail on YouTube, I'm like, oh, is that one? I'm like, it was just like so serendipitous. So once I saw him kind of like in that rubble, in between the rubble there, I was like, and he was kind of like laying against it or laying against the wall or putting his arm up. I'm like, yeah,
it's about to go down, bro. It's about to go down.
When I read that for the first run through, it's almost exhausting because the whole thing, right? The Invincible War, like that's exhausting. Because one, we're trying to figure out. At first, I guess we know as readers, we know, and as viewers, we know, like who's behind this. But it's like Mark's still trying to put it all together. And these guys are they're blowing up the prison that Mark works for or is contracted with. So it's like, damn, you fucking up my money. And then you fucking up my reputation.
Yeah.
So it's just like this man ain't got nothing to lose at this point. So it was a hell of an episode to carry all of those emotions. And then Debbie and Mark are trying to balance Oliver in such a way that they're trying to give them the etches of the pieces of humanity they have left from all of the situation, all the shit they've been through, especially Debbie. Just giving her best to Oliver to help him see the value in humanity, the value of life. Although, he has the power to snuff it out instantaneously. And Mark and his father, they all have the power to do these things. But, so you have that. There's so many great sub plot lines that are going on top of, like I've already said, that this is such a fantastic adaptation. While I was flipping through the book, I saw a panel, right, where they were all watching Mark at the end of this episode fight Conquest. Bro, in the panel in the comic book, it had like everybody watching the TV, like Amber and Rick, all of them. Like, and then in the TV show, I thought to myself, I was like, I wonder how that's going to be done and animated. And then in the TV show, it's like, boom, boom, boom. All these people are like watching it. Like, it's just so amazing when you read it and then watch it and you see the adaptation and you see how well done it is. It's just, you're like, bravo, man. This is such a chef's kiss experience. Reading and watching this, read the compendium too to prepare for this season, so it's been quite a ride seeing all the stuff that I read and enjoyed now just being animated. I've had this experience in anime and manga, but here, man, for Invincible, it feels extra special.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. Prop, did you see this episode, man?
Oh yeah, I watched this, man. Come on. Dog, and I don't know what more I can add to it, dude. It's extremely. I hadn't read this comic. I got volume 1 of the big joint, and this wasn't in there. So I hadn't got to it, so I was able to watch this episode fresh, and dude, you just appreciate the writing, the intricacy of the writing. It is layered. The whole thing with him learning the weight of killing someone or thinking he killed somebody, right? You could just see how that's measuring up as part of what we was talking about his hero journey earlier. You can see how that is in the equation and hasn't quite leveled out. You know what I'm saying? It's just so crazy, man. You know, another thing about Invincible is there's so much. So for those of us who've read comic books for years and years and years, there's a lot stuff in this that took years for a Superman comic book to reveal, like some of the themes in there. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the weight of your power and just in a beautiful way, dude. I think that's what makes Invincible. Like the Boys TV show does it, but nothing, dude. Invincible is on a whole nother level. It's just so much more. It takes it more seriously too than I think something like The Boys do. Love The Boys. It's a serious show, but this just takes more care of those subjects a little bit
This
more.
is here's the thing, bro. Like the boys, because it is what it is, and I appreciate it for what it is. But I think because the similarities here with a lot of trauma and the fact that this guy is just sheltering a lot of fucking weight.
Right.
Like you got to balance out the fact that at one point, you know, your father was unhinged and beat you half to death, who you felt the person who betrayed you, you know, more than anything else, finding out you have a brother across the world, bringing that brother home, that now he's basically a young adolescent that both your mom, you know, is and you are trying to shelter responsibility of caring for this person. You got a new girl. Yeah, you got some cheeks a few times. But at the same time, the problem with that is the simple fact that now your fear is you can't let her into that same realm in fear of now I have to protect her and the rest of the world as well.
Right.
And you're still living with guilt because you've been responsible for a lot of shit.
Yeah, you think they're gonna do that arc, Leo, with Samantha? You think they're gonna do that arc?
I don't know. Probably. They probably will.
It's important to their relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
I don't see them sugarcoat. I don't see them cutting past it. I'm very curious to see how that plays out and how they do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it will basically come up. They will, bro. Here's the thing, bro. The show is so fucking successful, you know, and people love it. It has a lot of attention on it. And here's the thing, before I get to you, Vinny, I definitely fucking don't want them to ever do this in live action. Ever.
Nah, that's when you get it this perfect, right?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Perfect, yo.
Let's keep it right here. I never want to see them do this in live action. Don't touch it. Just leave it right here. Let us enjoy it for what it is. Your thoughts, V?
They're gonna try, sadly.
I hope not.
First of all, shout out Robert Kirkman. Shout out Ryan Otley, Northman, and shout out Amazon for letting them create and do their thing and stay in the out the way. Every time I hear Kirkman in an interview, they always ask him the same question, like, what has Amazon told you, that you had to change? And as far as I've heard is no notes, and they haven't told him no, and things that they, recommend or suggest is just TV stuff, not necessarily storyline wise. So we've seen a lot of changes from sequencing and kind of different minor animation details versus the way stuff is drawn. But the crux of the story has been what we read, and reading this book the first time was one of my favorite reads of all time, and I was so beyond hype for this moment because as I was reading this book, I thought it was like really just great and special. And then this fight coming up, I feel like the book kind of turned the corner and became phenomenal. It's kind of like everything from this fight on is just ups the stakes so much and becomes even more interesting than I feel it already is.
Because everything's about to change.
Everything's about to change for him and for Eve and for the planet, and like in this period of time, in this moment, from the Invincible War going into this fight, it's such a huge moment, and the all the criticisms that a lot of people have about him, his power scaling, his weak, his getting his ass kicked, his strength. I think that it starts to turn a corner here, and I think people will kind of come to realize just how powerful he is, how much his fear of being his father has held him back in so many fights, and you'll see a big change in the character's development, like from this point on. I feel like one of the strengths of the show is, for not to compare it to Superman, but the Viltrumites get compared to Superman all the time. Mm-hmm. And what we always hear about Superman is that it's hard to write for Superman because Superman's born and he can just beat everybody, and he's too OP, and it's hard to write for a character like that. But we have characters that are close to I wouldn't like. Glad Jay's not here. No, Viltrumites are not as strong as Kryptonians, but they have similar powers. And what is interesting about this show is it's not written like a Superman show. It's written like Spider-Man. Yeah. It's written about the coming. It is, man. It's written like about the, coming to age story of this kid who has to deal with all this weight on his shoulders, from daddy issues, from mommy issues, to girlfriend issues, to money issues, to society issues. He had this motherfucker has so much shit on his plate. He has so much shit on his plate, and he has to deal with all these things constantly, all the time, and he makes mistakes. He makes and there's so much weight to all the role players in the show too. It's so well-rounded. There's so many different aspects that make this show so much more entertaining than a big fight. This dude's fight, like when he's not having a big fight against a Conquest or a Battle Beast type, that is still really interesting just to see the different things. Even stuff like Angstrom Levy's, like multiverse shit wasn't beat to death when they did this. So when this story first appeared, like in the late 2000s, it was super fresh. But even now, when we've seen everybody and their mama do 100 multiverse stories, this is this was like still felt fresh. Like, I'm gonna bring all these motherfuckers who look just like you to make everyone think you're evil when you gotta go, and then think about how much that puts the pressure on somebody who already feels like shit, because how could you look at Mark and not see Omni-Man and wonder, when are you going to fuck everything up? When are you going to turn evil? When are you going to be your dad? And then think of that. Just think about anybody who's ever had a dad who's been a bad dude or fucked up or did drugs or did something. Like, when are you going to be your father? When are you, son paying for their father's sins? It's so much heavy shit that they did such a great job of making this more than just a dumb superhero show. There's so much weight to it, and it's honestly one of my favorite reads of all time. And it's the fact that they're able to do such a phenomenal job with animation. Like, people were shitting on the animation at the beginning of this season, and it was like, yo, they're saving up that budget for the end of the fucking season, because he was fighting Angstrom Levy. I seen him doing shit that I've never even seen drawn before. Like, he was stopping mid-air flight and then propelling himself off from a flat position. I've never seen that fucking drawn before. I've never seen it. That shit was incredible. Fighting drones, dodging the portals. Shit was incredible.
Especially dodging the portals, bro.
That was crazy.
Dodging the portals was so fucking dope. Yo, the animation for that was just so fire.
Isn't that just such a great
too?
Isn't that just such a great payoff?
Like, I knew what happened, and I was still like on the edge of my feet.
Yeah.
And then,
it's just such a great payoff, Vinny, though, because we know from the first fight with Angstrom and how that was a struggle for Mark, because no one is at that power before. He's never faced that type of wrinkle of offensive and defensive abilities. And so it's just a great payoff in that situation. I'm right there with you.
Absolutely. And then Conquest showing up, I was literally out my seat. I was pacing. I was hoping that when the season started, I was hoping that we at least got Conquest at the end of the finale. Like, at least give us that. And it's to tease that we're going to get it soon. But to get it as the finale, I couldn't be more hype. I don't know if it'll wrap up, because it's a lot. So I don't know if it'll wrap up. But the fact that we're at least getting the final episode dedicated to Conquest, who there's stronger and bigger threats that come down the line, but I don't think that
he's a beast.
I don't think that ever takes away from how big this moment was for Mark. This is his first
real test
fight. This is his first and biggest test. It's kind of like, Venom might be stronger than Green Goblin, but Green Goblin was first. Fuck, what do I do?
Yo, Green Goblin. This is because Green Goblin's an asshole, bro. You can't.
And this dude is that Mark in a way that
kill your aunt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Conquest is a phenomenal, no bullshit villain that is just diabolical, just fucking evil as you
get.
That
doesn't give two shits.
Gives zero fucks, and he has been around for thousands of years, and he is not somebody you can play with at all, and I cannot wait for this fight coming up. So next week, oh my god, I cannot wait. So this was a very pivotal and important episode, and it felt like the Invincible War was just one episode, issue of the comic, but yet
one aspect of it, yeah.
That episode felt like it was 2 hours, but it was good, like in a good way. It just, lot, man. It was a lot in that episode. Like they didn't just like rush through it. It felt like they gave it a lot of time, but yet they didn't drag it out and make it a 2-part, thing to stretch it or milk it. Right. It felt like in the time it needed.
Yeah, Vinny, because it felt like in the comic there was a lot of stuff that was leading into that. So it felt like in the show with that event, you could kind of sit with it and breathe with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But in the comic, it was just like boom, 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 boom. That was just one of the booms.
It was like just to set up this. Whereas that felt, in the comic felt like, it's just setting up the conquest fight. But in here, it felt like that had weight in and of itself. Look, the snutworms.
Man, bro, you knew that shit was coming, bro.
What the fuck happened to his right hand, though?
You knew that was coming, bro.
Yeah.
Well, we said what happened to his right hand.
Do you?
You didn't.
No. I'm talking about beforehand. Like, why is it in that cast?
Oh
no, that's what you'll
see later.
Yeah.
I'll see later, because I know what happens to the arm.
Yeah, you'll see. They'll flash back later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because why?
Wait, don't spoil it. But
I'm not.
There's an incredible reason why that arm is like that, and it's yet another thing that will happen. That's incredible. I'm telling you, it's like holy shit. It's like after this, it's just like cannot fucking breathe.
Yeah, it's an incredible reason why something like that. What happened to him is important, and why that will be used against him. You know what I mean? Or used against a lot. It's interesting how they did it, because and that's the thing, is like they introduce these fucking characters, bro, but you don't find out the backstory until they whoop somebody's ass.
Yeah, this ain't Dragon Ball Z where they stand in there and they're like, I'm from planet fuck, and I'm here 17 years ago. Yeah, you don't get all that. You just
we ain't doing that.
7 episodes, I'm telling you, with flashbacks to how it came to be. But the dope part is when they flash back, they don't hold you by the hand. They're like, you got to be patient. They're not going to tell you everything right away. It's so fucking good. I can't wait till everybody sees it. And that's the dope thing too. We were just talking about earlier about source material versus a show. This is a show where, like, if you've seen the show, I mean, still read the book, but you have a much closer relationship with the source material in a show like this than you would if they had made it a film, which would have butchered the fuck out of it.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
Just because of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not ready for it. Bro. They're not ready for it. And then see, we know that Kirkman would probably basically be heavily involved in it. Yes. But at the same time, I don't think even he would want to see it in live action, because it's so delicate.
Maybe a spinoff, but not the story.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, you got the perfect voice actors for this dude, everything.
And that's what I'm saying. If they're willing to come in and just basically do it, with ease, because you're getting a lot of top-notch individuals that are coming in here doing this. Because for Conquest, what's his name doing the voice for it?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's doing it. And
so
I'm like,
wow. So it's a rematch between Stephen Young and Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Exactly.
Hey, so you guys are feeling because I did read that people were not feeling the voice.
Right?
They were expecting it. I don't know. My someone was telling me something for some kind of TikTok video or some kind of animated thing they did.
It's because everybody got to find something stupid to bitch about.
Yeah, those are terminally online folks. We don't care about that. I ain't had no problem with it, man. And the fact that I didn't even pick up on Jeffrey Dean Morgan either. That's crazy.
Bro, I don't think half these motherfuckers picked up on it until they released the simple fact that it was his voice, and then people wanted to fucking complain. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I thought his voice was fine, because if you would have asked me, was that him? Because of the way he did his voice, the bravado he gave it, I was like, nah, it's a little bassier. You know what I mean? He's not.
That's what they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, I like that shit. You know what I mean? So why fucking.
It fit the episode to me. Yeah. My son brought it up.
It wasn't what I imagined in my head. Grow the fuck up.
Right. I was like, where did they hear the voice at?
Grow the fuck up.
We get into comics on the page to the screen, and it's like, hold on, I gotta find something to bitch about.
Yeah.
I gotta find a fucking reason.
But most is positive, man.
Take your ass to film school then, bro. If you got such a fucking problem with it.
If you got a problem with it, take your ass and do something different. If you ain't, kiss my ass. Don't even complain about it. Just kiss my ass, bro.
That shit is crazy.
Because this, bro, I was so hyped. And again, we're gonna talk about Daredevil here in shortly. But I was like, yo, coming down off of the high on that, and then saw this episode, and I was like, oh shit. Like,
because it was a hell of a 1-2 punch, yo. Daredevil and Invincible, man.
Because, bro, like us as the viewer, when we're watching this, and I'm watching this episode, and that's the beauty of this episode, because in your mind, you're questioning, like, okay, this world has seen all of this.
Yeah.
First of all, they've basically seen, this huge battle between him and his father that was completely destructive, killed a lot of individuals, unintentionally. But then you have an invasion of all these motherfuckers that look like somebody who you were skeptical about putting your trust in. And when you finally get to that point, you have all these motherfuckers that come that look like this motherfucker. You can't tell the difference. And then you're proving an individual who wanted to kill you in the first place. You're proving his point. You know what I mean? And the dope part about it was him telling his brother, don't hit him. Don't hit him. Just hold him down. Hold him down. But the thing is, you're sort of like siding. So the thing is, what I love about it is, bro, is you're questioning this shit. You're questioning the morals. But at the same time, you're looking at him like, yo, damn, he's going through a lot of shit because he's trying to help. But people are side-eyeing this motherfucker the entire time because they can't trust him.
It's ambiguous because if you're just a regular person in this world, you're like, yo, man, he's saving some people sometimes, but would it be, would all these millions of people be dead if it wasn't for you and your fucking family here? Shit. It's definitely, it adds a lot. It's nothing is black and white with the show. It's layers to it, and everybody who got a problem with shit, they got a point. Just like with Cecil, it was not black and white. Cecil was looking at this it's not so dumb. I had a plan for Viltrumites now, is it?
Exactly. Now you see, and Mark, I think, needed to see this. He needed to see the simple fact that this is just a taste of how serious when this motherfucker's bringing in different individuals from your versions of you from different realities and shit like that. He's bringing them in, and they are wreaking havoc in this one particular place. Imagine how it's going to be when the war actually starts, bro.
And they made a point to say that they weren't as strong as Mark, right? Am I mistaken with that? There was a point when they
It varies. Some were stronger, some were weaker. It varies because their strength is based on.
Well, I'm not saying in the episode they kept saying that.
In the episode, there was someone who was weaker, and they made a point to point that one out. But that was smart though, because it showed that Viltrumites, it's not like Superman, where Superman is Superman basically, you're just that strong. But Viltrumites, their strength is based on their experience and training. Right. So you might have fought stronger opponents and become stronger. You might be on a planet where ain't no other superheroes, and you a slouch.
Right.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I cannot wait to this week's episode. It's the final episode of the season, right?
That's what I heard.
Yep,
bro.
And from what I heard, it's going to be Kirkman said it'll probably be a year off as opposed to multiple years
and stuff like that. Yeah, good. Because I do not want to have to wait another year for this shit, bro. I'm not. It's just way too fucking much, man. So give us that shit. But in the meantime, everybody enjoy
VinQuest.
VinQuest. Moving on, though. I want to bring this up real quick, bro. Now, again, Vinny, I'm not going to talk about the trailer because they just released a new one. Okay. What I am going to talk about is how they did it. And it's a masterclass on what a lot of fucking other trailers should do. How they did this trailer was fucking perfect. and I hope they use it to their advantage. I'm not going to talk about it, but Vinny, when you go back, when we watch this movie, I want you to go back and look at this particular trailer.
Trailer 2?
It's the trailer 2, but it's more of an A20. They just look up Thunderbolts A23.
Got you.
That's all you got to do is Thunderbolts A23, because you know how much we love A23 films, right?
But they're still keeping Sentry hidden, right?
Yes.
Even just that alone is amazing.
Yes, they're still keeping them hidden. There's little hints, but they're still keeping them hidden.
Yeah.
But bruh, this last fucking trailer was so fucking dope. It was so dope. But the reason why I bring this up is, and Bloomer, you saw this trailer, right?
I don't think I've seen the recent one. I think that's in like Super Bowl spot.
So you got to see the most recent. The reason why I'm bringing this up is it shows how marketing done right, marketing done where it centers around the individual characters, and you start seeing the chemistry and how it works. But it's the simple fact that the editing is what's most important, and how they're linking it to where and how what people were complaining about. They're not throwing jabs, but they're saying, okay, well, let's make something like that. Since you talk about it, let's make something like that. And bro, people have been praising this shit. But I'm thinking like Marvel and even DC should take more approaches where it's not all about, sing song, this, that, and the third, jokey, whatever. Nah, bro, this shit was dope. This shit was dope. The tone was dope as fuck. And I loved it, especially from the way it started. And we know that they're going to basically center it around Florence Pugh's character because she's the leader. You might as well say it is because they're focusing on her. But Vinny, when you go back and look at these trailers, because even like some of the movies that you've seen so far, Vinny, you go back and look at the trailer, you're like, well, wait, like
everything's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, that's the point. That was my point. And I'm glad you brought that up. Everything is trying to compete with Guardians of the Galaxy, from tone to music and everything.
Yep.
This fucking trailer flipped that whole story, that whole narrative on its head. And I'm glad they did that. I'm hoping that they stick to doing shit like this rather than doing shit that we are so fucking used to. When you're watching it, are you sort of like, yo, when you see these trailers, do you think that like eventually, like how they were in the very beginning before Galaxy came across, that they got so involved in that aspect that they kind of dropped the ball in a sense? And when you go back and look at those trailers, versus like after you've seen the film,
right? It's not just the trailers, but the films themselves. It's like it's literally like been branded the Marvel formula. Jokes every so many beats, gotta fit in jokes, so that way everybody's mom, sister, uncle who's never read a comic or watched a superhero movie can get a laugh at the expense of these characters. And if they don't know shit about the powers or whatever, you're laughing at funny shit in the movies, so that way it's a broader mass appeal at the expense very often of the film, because it sometimes is, but it's often not organic. It's like, everything come like if you watch like Black Widow, the first half an hour is fucking incredible, serious. Not shit ain't funny at all. Shit is fucking serious and it's very dark, very dreary. And then like you get about 45 minutes in with Red Guardian, everybody's just every few minutes they're forcing in jokes where it's not like people are saying funny stuff in the midst of shit. It's like, let's stop to tell a joke. And it feels so forced and it feels so wrong, and it's just like whatever level they were doing that at after Guardians made so much money at and so much.
Oh, you think that was after Guardians?
Not just money,
and
but
not Iron Man 1 and 2?
What's that?
You think that was after Guardians and not after Iron Man?
I don't think Iron Man 2 is a very
Iron Man.
I don't think Iron Man is not a good example of what I mean by the Marvel formula, because Iron Man has a lot of jokes, but it feels organic. He's talking shit. He's talking fast, and it's in the midst of stuff. I feel whereas stuff like Guardians is everybody stop, and then one liner or stop, poop joke. It's like it's slapsticky and it feels forced. Whereas Iron Man like has jokes for sure, but it doesn't. The jokes don't push the story. Whereas Guardians, a lot of times either pushes the story or it halts the story to make sure that it hits its beats. And we've seen that with the Taika films. We've seen that with so many other instances where you have to fit in those jokes. Like no matter what's going on, we have to take time to remind you to have fun. And shit ain't always fun in these films. Like people are dying, but I think the Guardian films always were so light, and no matter what was happening, like let's stop and have a dance off. Like that was funny and it worked in the context of that film. And then they were like, oh, that's what people love. Let's do it on everything. And it's not so much about how much. It's not so much about how much money Guardians made. I think it's about the buzz and the way that film made people feel. It's not so much the dollar. It's the buzz. It's the word of mouth. So many people loved that who aren't really comic book fans. So many people love the tone of that they applied that across the board, whether it fit those IPs or not.
Yeah, right. I agree with you.
Hey man, you killed my daughter, man. So let's have a dance off.
Hold on. Listen. I'm extremely biased. I had to show my eyes so y'all can see the eyes, son. I think Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is one of the greatest things ever created. I think it's the greatest, one of the greatest trilogies ever.
Don't let me saying that take it as a criticism.
No. But I feel you with the sense of,
because I'm saying it takes that formula.
I think that director did it well, but I don't think every movie should have been, and I don't think everybody could do it as well as he did. And he did it with characters initially. I know there's some characters in there that people love.
Also, overall, he did it with characters people don't know.
Characters, exactly.
He did it with characters people don't know, and then they applied that to characters that people were more well known for being dark.
I agree with
and
that.
then being serious. That's the problem. It's like if you make a bunch of characters, like there's comic book fans who knew who Star-Lord and Groot and Rocket Raccoon was, but not for the most part. Even comic book heads,
I knew who they were, but I didn't care.
Even comic book heads weren't really like nobody was. I've never had a comic book discussion with any comic book nerd in my whole life who was like, Iron Man's cool, but I hope we get Guardians of the Galaxy next. Nobody was saying that shit. But you could do that. You could fuck with those characters and make them funny, and nobody was really. But then when you take and apply that to across the board, and not saying that every fucking Marvel movie did that, but many did. And I think that is what I think that film, like I said, not just money, but the trend. The tone, it connected with a lot of young people and a lot of old people. It just connected. And instead of saying that worked for that, cool, let's do that sometimes with some other shit. It was whatever you're working on, go watch Guardians. Give me more of that.
Right.
Yeah. I guess that's my point. Is when does the same trope? Because again, even for James Gunn doing it, it was like, okay. It was fine the first time. Okay, you did it the second time. It makes sense for that movie. But then the third time, it's like, okay, we've sort of seen this before. And not until you watch the movie do you understand it. Oh, this is a lot deeper than what you thought.
Right.
It's definitely a lot deeper. And we're not saying that the tone necessarily needs to change and that the trailer needs to reflect that, because he did a good job of hiding the simple fact that it was a lot more emotional than what we believed.
Right.
But the thing is, he created a trope that now everybody felt as though they needed to follow in order to be successful. And I think this last Thunderbolts trailer broke that fucking mold, because it's fucking dope. It is. It's probably one of the best trailers for me from the MCU that I've seen in a long fucking time. And that's saying a lot, because
I agree with that.
I says a lot, because the last trailer that I saw that was dark the way I wanted it to be, and I don't give a fuck when nobody says they didn't like the movie, but I fucking love Multiverse of Madness. I fucking love it, and I watch it anytime it's on. I constantly watch it, bro. I love it, but I love the trailer because it was dark as fuck, and they knew what they were trying to accomplish with no funny bullshit. It was dark as fuck, and they knew what they were basically trying to accomplish, and they knew it was definitely at stake. Now, with Spider-Man, you expect trailers to be, but even that had more serious tones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't all jokey because we're talking about Peter, a kid who has the weight of the world and the weight of fucking Queens and pretty much every part of New York on his fucking shoulders, bro. Like literally, he's just been exposed. So you knew what was going to happen with that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? The tension was already built there. But what I'm saying is, when you get to those tropes where it's just a constant thing, you're seeing these jokes, and that's the thing is like they're getting raped, they're getting drugged, they're dragging people through the mud over that. You know what I mean? A lot of the direction that they're taking with the editing, because it's the same thing, the same song and dance. You're finding the most popular song to relate to your narrative, and then you're using that as a trope. Whereas with this, bro, like I said, Benny, when you get done seeing when we watch the movie, go back and watch Thunderbolts 823. Just basically do that, because and they explain it the way they've done it and where they got and who did this, who did that, from the creators of this, that, and the third. You'll be like, oh, even remember, bro, I'm never gonna let you live this shit down. Invite me over your house and make me watch fucking Hereditary, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you diabolical for that one.
Yeah.
That was the first time you saw it too over there.
It was a whole horror-thon. That was the finale, and it was late as fuck when we started it.
I would never. That shit scarred me, bro, because I had to go home. I had to go home in an apartment by myself at that time.
Yeah,
that shit scarred the fuck out of me, bro. This is before me and Toya got this house. It scarred the fuck out of me, bro. I was like, oh shit.
Yep. That movie is just a slow descent into madness.
Yeah, it is.
It goes.
It is. It is.
You can't stop
it. Shit.
That's a horror film that should have won a fucking Oscar. I don't care what nobody thinks.
Yeah, like that shit. You know what I mean? What you say? Red Guardian needs to find his way back on screen. Hawkins immediately.
He's making it there. About to make it there.
Yeah, but no, watch this, and I would impair like everybody to watch this trailer, because this is a fuck. Hey, baby. Thank you for being here. That's my darling. It is dope. It is. You know what I mean? Like Lou said, jokes should be put in a moment of rest and relaxation, and in the heat of a battle, unless it fits the characters such as Spider-Man, Deadpool, She-Hulk. It doesn't have to be everybody, because not everybody's a jokey joke funny individual. You know what I mean?
They do that too. They'll make, like, Bucky tells jokes now.
Well, the first trailer.
No, I don't mean like the film, but I mean formula, like,
right?
Yeah.
The first trailer had that formula, man. Where because I didn't say nothing because I was so pro Captain America at the time, but I was getting mad that people were getting excited about this movie, the people that I know, and I felt like it was the humor in that trailer that was like, you know what I'm saying? It was that normal. Okay, this looks like the kind of Marvel movie. So what they want to see, the new trailer. I was never hating it. You know what I'm saying? I was always going to go see it, but this new trailer was definitely way more interesting.
Yeah, it was. I would definitely, you know what I mean, check it out, because it's worth.
I hope it's a good sign for the film, because I feel like
it's already doing well.
It needs to stand out. I don't think I don't want to wait till Fantastic Four for them to start that momentum rolling again. Like Cat 4 was good, but it's been a rocky road for that film critically. Right. They need this to do well, so that way they don't start to panic and do desperate shit with the Avengers flicks. I want them to. They're already doing desperate shit. I don't need even more. Desperate shit.
This is true. But yeah, man, check it out when you get a chance. You'll love it. I love this trailer, man. I think it's dope, and I'm definitely hype about this movie. So just let me know what y'all think. Now, moving on, man. We got to move on, bro. We got to definitely move on here. Daredevil Born Again. First, episodes 1 and 2. So let me start by saying congratulations to Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, everybody who basically portrayed, who brought this character back. And the accolades that they're getting, a lot of people are really, really excited about this. Finally, you know what I mean? Like something that we thought that we would never see back on screen. We get a chance to see it's back, in full form. We are excited about it. We're loving it. I'm definitely loving it. Wow. first episode, bro. Like, so here's the thing. It was dope. Both episodes were dope. But let me get my nitpicks out the way. And they're technical nitpicks. It's not about the show, but they're technical nitpicks. Number one, first episode, we see basically Foggy, you know, Karen and Matt walking out of the place. The audio was too loud. The audio was too loud over the conversation. It's sort of like almost damn near drowned out the conversation. I was trying to listen to what they were saying, but I just didn't think that particular audio when they were walking out there, they wanted you to build up the intensity because we didn't see what was going to happening as quickly as it did. Right. But I just felt that the audio kind of drowned out just the opening scene when they were talking before they got to the bar, and that was it. That it's just like a technical thing for me. And then also some cut scenes when they were the editing in certain scenes from one place to another. That's minor little. Other than that, they fucking killed it. And I know a lot of people were pissed at the first episode and what happened at the beginning, but I was happy. I was like, yeah, now the stakes are here, bro. The stakes are here, bro. Get ready for this shit. It is fucking incredible. I loved it, bro. Both episodes were incredible. Again, I love the way they basically mixed. Again, a lot of people were like, well, man, it was I don't think I like the animation or the you know, the CGI with the practical. I'm like, I fucking loved it. It was what I wanted to see because yes, they're giving us the practical, the one take scene basically through the hallway, the very beginning. That was dope. But then, you know, seeing, you know, Matt outside of the actual, bro, I loved every bit of it. I don't give a fuck with nobody because that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what I imagined from those pages. I wanted to see on fucking screen, and what Netflix didn't give us. Which again, they didn't have that Disney budget. I get that, but I loved it so far. Bloomer, what did you think about the first episode itself? What did you think about it so far, bro? Where it's going?
Man, just in terms of the direction from the first two episodes, like someone said in the chat, it was like a movie, you know, and that's very intentional in terms of like the 2-episode premiere, give you something very lengthy, something really to chew on. And when it comes to that first episode, I was just like everybody else, so excited to see those three on screen and kind of swept up in that. And just for that to end so abruptly, and for, you know, Matt to lose Foggy like that.
Yo, we doing spoilers?
Oh yeah.
It
all
was,
right.
We already ready for ready for next week.
Yeah, let's go on the fuck out of this. They got to get ready for this week. Let's go.
Yeah. You had a whole weekend. Damn, that's crazy. You didn't watch that. Anyway, sorry about that. Not really. But I did enjoy that experience, bro. Those first 2 episodes, and then you know, not so much in terms of
Boomer gets no fucks, yo.
Yeah, bro. Shit. You in this space, bro. Watch this shit. If you are online and you follow all these places and all this stuff, and you like, bro, don't
gotta watch it before.
I mean, sometimes you can't help it. You be busy as fuck, but damn, dog. Was you just sitting there on your ass the whole time? What the fuck was you doing?
Yeah.
But overall, man, enjoyed enjoyed seeing Daredevil in that aerial element. I remember we talked about this when She-Hulk came out. It was like, oh, they gave us some pieces. They gave us just a little bit of just the pieces of what Daredevil actually is, or who he actually is. It's not only the echolocation and the blindness. There's also a level of acrobatic dynamic nature to him. That again was not able to be captured in the Netflix series, but I really believe that this series is going to just be able to toe the line. We'll have to see how well it toes the line between it, but it looks like they'll be able to toe the line between the CGI aspects of it, and then going back down to the realism aspects, the things that we really loved about the Netflix, and just propping the Netflix series and just propping that up with better production. A more at a higher budget.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the overall thing. Mainly really want to talk about some characters. Obviously Matt, Daredevil, going from season 3 to going here was like, if you watch season 3, then you just watch, Daredevil Born Again episode 1. It's seamless. Everything kind of makes sense. Yeah, they did what they could to like make sure it had an ending off point for that series or for that season. But if you go from there to this, everything makes sense. Everything's attached. There's nothing feels detached where there was like this big jumping off point. I'm glad that they did that in the episode, and then there was a time span or a time gap, so that gap actually happened while we're viewing rather than it happening off screen and then getting here. Well, there were some, but it wasn't a whole lot to where it was like, what, who's that, and how did that, there was things that we could just answer off of our knowledge of the first 3 seasons. So Matt's character, can't wait to see him struggle with that. Him throwing off Bullseye off of that building was like, whoa, because I was expecting it, but like it happened and it still was kind of like shocking. I don't know how to really like articulate that. But that was just a great moment there. And I don't know if you guys caught that when the helmet was falling.
The D around it, yeah.
It like the horn, right? It nicked off, but it was creating a D. I was like, oh, that was really cool. Like, just really, yep, exactly. Like, just really nice elements there, utilizing the CGI to still do their best to oh wow. Hono Studio just did a Stormtrooper. Anyway, they did their best to utilize the CGI to tell a poetic, beautiful story. So I think I'm keeping my eye on the CGI because that, I don't know, you guys I'll hear from the rest of you guys, so I won't take up too much more time. But like, I'm curious to see your guys' opinions on the CGI use and. Damn, from Rebels too.
Where you see this at?
On Instagram. But yeah, I'm curious to see how the CGI is used, how tastefully it's used, and in that first scene, like I was alluding to just a minute ago, that first fight between Bullseye and Daredevil. I've heard some comments about it's the CGI usage there. So I'm gonna be, as this conversation goes along, very curious about you guys' opinions on that. But overall, I'm enjoying it. Very happy that it's back. I'm happy Disney got the fuck out the way. Feige got the fuck out of the way and just let them do the show that they wanted to continue doing. I feel like these people have been wanting to do the show since season 3 ended. They wanted to continue on. So let's let them do that. And I'm glad they did it, and I'm glad we're here.
Yeah, definitely. Prop, what you think?
Man.
So far, bro.
Dude, it was dope, man. I think probably the 3rd time I watched it, the CGI stood out only because I heard people's complaints. But even then, man, you know what? There was the one cutscene. Go ahead. What happened?
They're doing a Vader.
Yeah, they're doing animated Vader. I saw that. Yep.
Oh,
all right, go ahead.
For the Rebels.
Oh my god.
Yo, I think the one shot scene. Dude, me and my son, you do things as a family because I got the show, because I'm on this show. There's some things I got to watch before him because he's working or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Dog, I knew that one shot. That was something we had to sit down and watch together. That was something we look forward to in the Netflix thing. So for this thing to start out, to me, like the swinging around was dope. Like you said, it's comic book Daredevil. But I also could see how that CGI enhanced even that, how they were able to make that scene go longer and the camera was able to do things. We took it all the way to the rooftop and panned out.
Yeah.
Super dope, bro. super dope, man. But
that verticality just wasn't there, right? Pop was like in the Netflix shows. We were so grounded, and I think that's why people loved it.
Exactly. I don't think it's the money. We say it was the money. It could have been the money. I don't think it was the money. I think their goal was to keep it grounded, whereas these guys got a mission to, because you got to remember, they already shot this joint. They went back and reshot. You know what I mean? So I think they reshot with the purpose of, that's something they listen to the fans. That's something we love. So they gave us the grounded from the old, but they still got to make that transition. They got to make him make sense. Not to say he's going to be in an Avengers movie, but he's in that world now, and I think they got to do that thing to kind of make it make sense. And I think they did a reasonable job with that, man. But dude, the acting is dope, man. I see as a Macho Grande in the he was in Charlie Cox was in Atlanta this past weekend, man. I didn't get a chance to make it, but I've met him before.
Yeah.
Super duper sweet man. Like he's saying this is super sweet dude, very cool, grounded.
Yeah.
Their acting sells like Boomer was saying when he dropped them, we knew it was coming. You can't put your finger on it.
Yeah.
It was the acting, yo. You know what I mean? My boy, you can
bro, it was funny because he was like,
yeah.
Bro, he was just like,
away, right? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it was just,
bro,
it was crazy, bro.
So just very, very consistent, man. And Leo, you already touched on my issues. There was some editing things, and I'm not sure.
It was just editing in between, like, even when they talked to BB, right, when they showed her clips, it was thrown in a way where it kind of like took you out of it for a brief second because you don't know where it came from, and we know that it's going to tie itself in some way,
right?
Her being the daughter or the niece,
right,
of Ben Yurt. You know what I mean? So
right.
We know that. So,
but I thought episode 2 was better. It was only certain parts of episode 1. Episode 2, I didn't notice it at all. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. The editing in episode 2, that definitely picked up. I think it was just, again, in the very beginning, the first shot was the audio. It was a shot again when they were walking out of the diner. You know what I mean? Or walking out of the, this shot here. Right. It was the editing, whereas you can hardly, the audio was drowning out what they were talking about. I found myself trying to 100%. Focus in on what they were saying, but the audio was, in the choice of the score was trying to build up the momentum or build up the emotion in that scene. And I'm like, that should have came later. Right. That should have came, or that particular audio should have came in the bar after the echolocation.
Yo, I almost thought they didn't, like it felt like they were doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're sitting around talking about it means they didn't do it right. But when it happened, I was like, oh, I must not supposed to hear. Maybe they're just showing the scene, man. But again, I know, I guess I don't know for a fact, but I do know for a fact that we saw the photos of Bullseye and Daredevil fighting prior to them adding them to the show. Mm-hmm. Karen and Foggy. So I wonder if that was just cut. So I felt like this is one of the times when reading behind the scenes and looking at stuff probably worked against me too, where I was looking for the editing or it stood out to me more because it was like, I wonder if this wasn't supposed to be here at first. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it wasn't a lot, dude.
No, it definitely wasn't a lot. I think honestly that they used a lot of footage.
Right.
Or they still kept some of the footage from what they shot previously.
They already shot. Right. Exactly.
I think that they basically did that. You know what I mean? So
because I think
just probably re-edited.
The diner scene between Fisk and Matt, I believe in the interview they said that was the first thing that they shot. Or was one of the first things they shot. You know what I'm saying? And that was that's another thing too. The fights are dope. Episode 1 and 2. The dialogue, it's just these dude, they're bringing their A game with the acting, man. Yeah, it's just something,
bro. Vincent, bro, he needs a fucking Emmy, bro. He needs a fucking. I fucking love him, bro. I love his interpretation, bro. I love where he's going with this, and I'm like, he definitely needs an Emmy because he's pulling it off. He's killing it.
Yeah.
V, what's your thoughts on these 2 episodes, bro?
So, it's a thing that we've gone back and forth and around with since we've known each other about my affinity for Dodge and trailers.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how amazing it felt to not know going into this that they were doing Devil's Reign. Do you have any idea what that felt like to find out in the show as you're fucking watching it? I lost my shit, bro. I was like, they're doing fucking Devil's Reign. Oh.
They're doing an aspect of Devil's Reign. Yeah.
Right.
I'll jump in with the kickoff of his athleticism and the opening with the fight and everything. I before hearing the internet do the internet's thing, I did have a couple like super minor gripes with the CG, and it wasn't that they were doing. I think for most people, their problem was they didn't really understand him swinging like Spider-Man in the first place, so they're kind of blaming it on the CG. But I felt like the CG was just a little wonky, and I felt like that's something that just wasn't quite polished as much as maybe it could have been. But I feel like as the show goes on, once they get back to that, it'll look better. And then the bullseye fight, I felt like there was a couple times where it was this, they added CG and it made things a little faster than it could have been, but that could have been for artistic purposes too. But I still loved it, and it was still dope, and it was still great seeing Daredevil be Daredevil, and because he does have, like Kingpin and Daredevil in the comics, they have supernatural powers for humans that they just never explain. Like they never explain why Kingpin can, have super strength, but he's not superhuman, or why Daredevil can swing around like Spider-Man, but he's not superhuman. It's just, you just let it go. And it's dope that they have it in here. Then
no
of course
backstory.
I mean, not everything needs to be explained. Like, if you can forgive that he has superpowers because of the radiation, you can forgive that he can swing around too. The bullseye fight was phenomenal, and I loved the little tap on the shoulder, like, your boy is dead, and I'm laughing at you, and he gets thrown off. For me, it's a little bittersweet because it's such a greatly profound and impactful moment, but I've been putting a hit out on Karen Page on this show for fucking like years, trying to get Deborah Ann Moe off the show because all she does is cry, and here my boy Foggy gets the bullet instead. So joke's on me. But I just love Foggy so much, man. That cat is such a great actor. I fuck with him. But it is what it is. Ironically, that's the love of his life. Like, there's no one in all the comics and everything, there's no one more important to him than Foggy. Like, even more than Elektra, even more than Karen, even more than Miller Donovan, like everybody, it's Foggy. That's his brother. So Foggy dying, nothing could have probably made more of an impact on his life. So that would have been the person to have him murder someone on purpose, because, man, he is only ever killed in the comics once, and that was when someone he fought just happened to die of complications from the beatdown later, and this motherfucker lost it. He lost it. Like, he turned himself in. He went to jail. Like, he served time for it, and then when he got out, he still couldn't let it go, and he fucking became a pastor in the comics because he couldn't fucking get over the shit. Like, so to have him in these 2 episodes do what he's done in these episodes is such a big deal. And then we get the I don't know, it feels like who knows how much of the story from the previous attempt at this was used, because it feels like, I mean, it's too early to tell now, but obviously it feels like Karen's also kind of been written out a little bit. And then they got the Kirsten into the show, who's obviously a big part of Matt's life in the comics for at least a little stint there. And then we have the Kingpin back, Vanessa running shit, and then the start of the mayor campaign. No Luke Cage stuff or anything like that, but we have the Devil's Reign, Mayor Fisk, and then the implementation of the no superhero policy, which is so dope. And they name drop a roundabout way, name dropping Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and, no vigilantes in spider costumes.
Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
Yo, I could have watched them talking in that diner for the whole
Oh, yeah.
That whole episode could have been them just talking in that diner. There was so much intensity because it was obviously we've seen that from them and before, like the prison, exchange when they were at the prison. Just them talking is just you feel like we gotta get out here. It's about to go down. Like let's get the fuck away from it. But just they're two just phenomenal actors, just fucking throwing like. Putting on a masterclass. It was incredible. And then we get to White Tiger and the amulet and that story's from the comics too. Like I'm not sure if they're gonna go where they went with it, but phenomenal. So seeing White Tiger in this was so dope. They're using so much source material in this. They're tweaking it, no doubt, but they're using like having just reread like 20 years of stories. They're using so much of it. The Muse teases have been incredible. I'm pretty sure it's the geeky kid who got the autograph at the book signing. It's probably him. The way that Wilson is already using his office to do Kingpin type shit, despite going clean, phenomenal. The second episode was more slower pace, less action, but it was built up on purpose to set up storylines, and it set up a whole bunch of different things in motion. And then that finale with the cops was incredible because again, like he's sitting there basically crying.
She won't either. She won't. She will not, bro.
Oh, I am with you, Sky. I've been bitching about them killing Ben for years. So they set up because that. I mean, it's ridiculous because I mean. The biggest thing for Matt is, Catholic guilt. So he doesn't want to kill. He doesn't want to do all that. So him being put in that position is incredibly impactful. The way they did his hearing with the aspect ratio, they changed the aspect ratio and they kind of tuned it. They still haven't done his sight yet. I hopefully they get rid of the the world on fire and show the echolocation and with the radar type effects from the comics. Hopefully they use that, but they did a phenomenal job with that. They added in some new characters like Sky said too with his niece, I believe it was, with BB Urich.
Yeah, BB Urich. Yeah,
it's really frustrating. I've said for years that they killed Ben Urich because he matters so much to Matt Murdock and he matters so much to Spider-Man. So at least I guess this is some kind of like compensation or a consolation.
It has to be, bro, because of how important Ben Urich was even in Devil's Reign, bro. That's the thing. It's like,
it was so impactful to that. All the secret identity reveal shit. That all that shit was through the paper. Ben Urich was like he deciphered and transferred and controlled how information was distributed when it came to Daredevil. Like he killed stories that would have fucked Daredevil. He pushed stories that would he did so much that managed through social media and stories. It's very, very important. Like there was and the same thing with Spider-Man. Like there's stories that he fought with Triple J on for Spider-Man that to save lives, to influence many things. So I feel like we're going to get she's going to play a more important part in this than I think that people realize, because they're going to, the Daily Bugle and the papers and the social media has become a part of their grounded world. So that'll factor in. So they set up a whole bunch of shit in this first two episodes that I feel is just incredible groundwork. And all in all, it just felt really good. It felt like seeing family back again, man. That the first 3 seasons on Netflix were just phenomenal television, and I feel like I would have been happy if that's all we ever got, but I'm elated that now we're getting more. It fits that same tone. It fits the same vibe. It's violent. We spent years speculating, will Netflix show blood? Will they let him be violent? Will they let the show be grimy like it's needs and supposed to be? And I'm happy to say that, it looks like they're going to let them do their thing. I don't know if it's Feige stepping in to say no, make this the way it should be, or Feige getting out of the way. That's why it should be. Who cares?
He made him reshoot it.
It's
that came from him.
Clearly important to Disney or Marvel, whoever's in charge, that this stayed on point. And I want to give the most shout out to everybody involved because they easily could have been like, well, that was Netflix Daredevil. We got to make it ours and put our stamp on it and have a new Matt Murdock and have a new Kingpin, have a different tone and have it be different. So that way, when you see this, you know, this is Disney's. And because that's something that, you know, we give James Gunn a lot of shit for getting rid of it, starting and being ego driven and doing his own thing. They could take a page from this because they weren't too full of themselves not to use something that was already done and then build on top of that instead of trying to, you know, make it yours and put your own stamp on it just for ego's sake when you already had such an incredible product that they were able to just accentuate with his athleticism and some of the source material stories that Netflix didn't pull the trigger on. So this was such a great first 2 episodes. I cannot wait to see what else that they give us.
Definitely, bro. Like what I'm loving is, again, the attention to detail more. You know how it is for me, bro. I love the dialogue, back and forth, the dialogue and the things that, bro, it was not only just the diner scene, but even a scene in his office when he had the commission or the officer come in who was trying to quit, and then he referenced basically the point where he had something on him. You know, he started talking about the Philadelphia cheesesteak, and then referenced, and then this was episode 2 when he basically referenced the illegitimate child that no one knew about. You know what I mean? He's like, he didn't think anybody knew about the child, but it was the dialogue and the setup for it, and how Kingpin is always good in that aspect. It's like he even warned, you know, when he told Matt, it's always there. Like, you can't walk away from it because, again, it's always there. It's the same for him. He can't
look how closely that ties. The way he's acting as a dirty politician is pretty much just like the Kingpin. So it just goes to show just how much like a fucking Kingpin most politicians are. Like, that's just, if you didn't know that was the Kingpin and you just watched that scene, you would just think, okay, that's politics.
Yeah.
So he was born for this.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I really love the dialogue. What were you gonna say, Prop?
Yo, I wanted to point one more thing out too. Dude, do y'all realize, was it the 3rd season of Daredevil? He went through a stage where he didn't want to be Daredevil and had to get back there. When I saw the trailers for this, I was like, oh, they're redoing the same thing. So just again pointing out the importance of Foggy's death made this
Daredevil thing, no, man. That motherfucker quit Daredevil every other fucking month.
For sure. But
nobody quits being a superhero more than Daredevil.
You're right. But with that being said, I thought the death at the beginning was it made me forget. Like, it was something I was worried about, but that death was like, nah, of course this is going to affect you. You know what I'm saying? So dude, well done, man. I think the writing, execution so far, and it's 2 episodes, and we got, I think mid-season they got another 2 episodes they're releasing. So it's 2 episodes, one, and I think there's going to be another.
To your point about him quitting being Daredevil, though, to me, Daredevil is the most interesting character when he's not Daredevil than anybody.
Right,
because
right.
No, like, I don't want to watch Clark Kent for a whole season. I wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
But I could watch him being just Matt Murdock for a whole season because he's that interesting as a lawyer. Like, I'm cool with Matt as a lawyer.
That's what was fucking missing about She-Hulk. Because she is a great fucking lawyer, bro. But they never tackled that aspect of it.
They
and
made
I'm
her
like, she spent majority of her time passing her shit off on
garbage.
Everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and ain't that what we thought it was going to be? I actually thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be more Ally McBeal, and it was more.
I was ready for that. I was like, let Jennifer do her shit.
Let her be Jennifer, bro. Let her be the lawyer, because I think people would have latched onto that, and She-Hulk would have been secondary. I think that they spent more time trying to force the She-Hulk aspect down our throats. So you know that's where they were going, but you were forgetting how intelligent she is. Like, she's a smart individual. She's an incredible lawyer, and they didn't do it. So I'm hoping that they, again, bro, like, I hope it should be.
So funny. People are like, oh, you don't like women. Yo, we're mad because they didn't make her smarter. Think about that.
Yeah, they didn't give she passed her shit off on everybody else. And I'm like, stop doing that. Like, don't dumb her down because she's incredible, bro. Right. I'm hoping that they tie certain things together, especially since if they've mentioned the simple fact that, again, he did mention Spider-Man, they got to tie this in, bro. They got to fit. I need them to tie this in. I need them to use a way that they can go back in a live action version and tie this character in to Daredevil Born Again, because he's tied in with Spidey, bro. They're going to have to figure out how they can actually do it, bro. And I want to see it done sometime soon. Make it happen, bro.
Yeah. There's an attack at the school. Keeping goes to talk at the school.
They're gonna have to tie it in, bro.
Let me get the autograph now, bro.
They're gonna have to tie it in, bro. You know they ain't nobody gonna let. You know what? Yo, Bloomer, blame it on Renz. Renz was the one who pointed it out. He was like, yo, I can show you the message. I got receipts. He was the one who was like, yo, Bloomer's on this show, bro.
Renz, I'm gonna get at you.
I'm gonna need them to tie this in, but no, you're doing such an incredible job, bro. Like, seriously, like I here's the thing. I love the way they're basically doing it, that they are giving us a bit of what we know about, you know, what we felt about the Netflix show, with sprinkles of how it can evolve. And if they're so involved in this, and the thing is, I don't think they're going to drop the ball. I definitely don't, because even like I said, if it was going to be that way, you wouldn't have got people like Bernthal back on this. I can't wait for his episode either, because even hearing some of the dialogue back in the background, it was just dope. Woo. But I can't wait to get that episode. That is going to be fucking dope. But where they're going with it, and here's the thing, our boy Cam, Vinny, he saw up to episode, I think 6. Episode 5 or 6, and he was like, yo, I'm not gonna tell y'all shit, but there's a lot of shit coming. And I was like, bro, I cannot fucking wait.
But he said he got the whole season though.
Yeah, did he say he got the whole season?
Yeah, he said he got the whole thing, and I've heard other reviewers, they've got the whole, so that tells you how confident
they are in this show, bro.
Yeah, they've been giving people the whole stream, the whole show,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you don't like it?
Yeah, I want nobody seeing it before me. They gonna spoil it.
Hey, they doing good.
Nobody
doing good so far. They doing good. Like, I ain't heard I ain't heard nothing. I just heard.
No, Vinny just don't want nobody to do what he be doing. He be like, did somebody do to him like, hey, watch this?
Yeah, that's the worst, yo. I do not like watching movies with somebody who's seen the movie before me. Even if they love it and they want to show me, I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. Then we can watch it. Because they'd be like, no, watch this part. Like, no, I am watching it. Like, now I know.
Now I know. Spoilers, yo.
Hey, Bloomer, go to the movie, bro. Like, go to the movie with him. He gonna be like that dude was when he jumped at that judge behind the jury. That's how he gonna be.
That's why I can't watch bootlegs either, because he'll be watching the movie.
Coming from the 5th row.
Check out this part.
From the 5th, bro. From the 5th.
Yep.
From the 5th. That's but bro, definitely it's where they're going with this so far, bro. I'm so excited about it. And I hope they continue, because they are killing it, bro. Like, they're doing such a good job, you know, with these host of characters, with how and here's the thing, even this hint. I already know who it is.
Yeah,
we know who it is, and they threw it in there, but I bet you people probably missed it. But again, we already know who he is, and I'm definitely excited about seeing where this is going to go, bro. Because the Banksy on the side of the wall that they kind of made references to, shit's about to go down, bro.
And that was on the TV too in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, it just sprinkles.
Just definitely.
You know, one thing
they're gonna switch it up though. You
don't think they're gonna cover? You know what?
They're not gonna have it be
like a detective.
I want to spoil it for people.
Yeah.
You don't want to go that kind of route.
I don't think he's going to be as violent as he was in the books. I don't think they go that far.
No,
bro.
There's a character that was attached to Daredevil in the books that isn't nowhere to be found here. So how do you conjure up that character to make that make sense if you're gonna go that route. So this seems like they're
was
gonna try to do something different there.
He was super important because really that was kind of more blind spots villain than Daredevil's.
Yeah, definitely more blind spots villain, but it did set. It was a sort of like a bait, for Deadpool. You know, it did push the emotion, and you know, to the point where even an aspect of it, him feeling as though he might have actually failed him at one point. So, yeah, bro, it definitely incredible. Shout out to this, again, amazing actor, man. May he rest in peace. You know, because again, like to finish his shots, it kind of broke my heart when they said that, you know, he passed away and that he finished his shots for the season, because again, suffering from cancer, another individual basically taken away from us, just like Chadwick was. And I'm like, yo, like there would have been so much more potential with the White Tiger. And I'm just hoping that he got enough shots in to kind of like cement his legacy. But bro, like, yeah, so there was rumors that his niece or daughter, somebody was going to take up, like they were going to use that aspect of the story to introduce that in here. And remember, the rumor was Jenna Ortega was going to be in it. I'm glad they didn't go that route. I'm glad they're just keeping it focused in on his particular storyline. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this and where it's going to go. If you're not watching it out there, I don't know what else to tell y'all, but it is definitely an amazing show, and there's nowhere else to go but up with this. They're so confident that they've already started shooting season 2. Like they're in the midst, and
he was like, run that back.
So, Vinny, I don't know if you want me to.
There's rumors that he's in it, so but that could be a flashback. So I'm not really paying attention.
Okay, so you heard about Foggy and okay, cool. You know about Foggy and Karen being in the season 2, but remember though,
it could be anything.
Could it be a flashback though?
Could be,
or
it could be a flashback, or that this world has brought people back in different ways. I mean, they could use the hand, they could do a whole bunch of shit. So who knows?
But remember in the comics, Vanessa did basically have him fake his own death, and he was put in witness protection to get back at Kingpin.
The scenario in which Foggy faked his death was off screen. We didn't see it,
and we heard his heart stop.
That's why when somebody, because I heard somebody allude to it, but not actual spoiler, and I'm like, all right, if they do Foggy instead, maybe it'll be, because before the episode dropped, there was people saying, wait, I'm not seeing a lot of him in clips, and I'm like, are they good? And I was like, all right, well, if he's not in it a lot, maybe they do a Death of Foggy, but it's like somebody's trying to kill him and they do the fake out like they did from the comics, but he was right there, he heard it, so it's like there's no I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe he know Nick Fury.
Or he might be a Skrull.
I don't know. He said he might be a Skrull. That's fucking funny. He better not be. Fuck that. Don't tie this character in that bullshit to that bullshit. Hell nah. Don't do that shit. Fuck that. They do that shit. I'll quit watching the show. I'll stop. Don't do that shit.
You know how mad I was when I found out that Spider-Man movie that wasn't Nick Fury the whole time? Hated it.
Yeah, bro.
Played me like a harp from hell.
It was the fucking worst. It was the fucking worst, bro. I don't know why. Anyway, that's that's neither here nor there. I definitely won't get into that discussion because you already know that shit pissed me the fuck off. But anyway, make sure if you're not watching it, man, you want to watch it because it's definitely worth it. And I think you should, man, because it's an incredible show. Did want to kind of talk about this briefly. I don't know if y'all have actually read it. Vinny, have you read the new Ultimates run?
I didn't see the new Ultimates issue. I've been reading the run, but I didn't get the new issue yet.
Okay, so we'll wait.
We'll wait.
I gotta
grind up.
we'll wait till next week because the way this last episode ended, it was like, oh fuck.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely it's worth checking out. And we'll talk. We'll run it back next week. We'll run this back and have this conversation. Next
I do
week.
need to go back. I read number 10.
Yeah,
and that's it. So I read the first 9. So I'm gonna go back and read the whole series, yo. But
because
you get to 4.
I can't wait, bro.
Wait till you read Ultimates number 4. That's the best time of the whole year.
Oh my god, I can't wait, dog. Yeah, it's dope.
That issue blew my mind.
Yeah, Ultimates number 4, definitely, bro. But we'll run it back. We'll run it back next week and we'll have that conversation because it's fucking dope. Anyway, you guys out there, man, 40 y'all watching, man, thank you so much for being here. Everybody that actually came through. We will be talking about episode 3. Next week we'll have that conversation. Also, Invincible as well. Season finale. We'll be talking about that, more in more detail. Prop, what you got going on, bro?
Bro, nothing, man. You know what I mean? Just trying to stay in the light, man. One of my friends came over here and said that my eyes are always in the darkness. Doing that shit on purpose,
bro. That shit is always in the dark.
Nah, man. Hey, nothing, dog. Just trying to post that Batmobile video. I'll probably air it tomorrow. The worst video I've ever done. There's at one point I went upstairs and I took my lapel mic off, came back down, and didn't put it back on. So audio's jacked up, the video's jacked up. You can see the lights, you can see wires. The worst Prop Wiz video ever, but the Batmobile is beautiful, so I'm posting it anyway. So stay tuned for that, man. Besides that, dog, just looking forward to Wednesday, man.
What I did when I recorded my first video, bro, the first video of the Batmobile.
Okay, you did more. Okay, right.
I did one, but then I had to do another one because I had to re-edit the end of the first one that I did because at the end of the video. Because I had the curtains up and behind it, I had an all black background, right? And at the end of it, I went to get up, like with the camera. I thought I had it turned off when to get up, and the pole leaned back and hit me in my teeth. I said, "Motherfucker, hit me in my teeth on camera, right with the music, bro." So I had to go back and re-edit that shit just for that. I was like, "Motherfucker, bro!" Like, bro, because it was all one clipped. It was like that last segment was one clip, so I had to go back and edit that clip. I couldn't clip it out because it was important. Bro, so I was like, fuck.
That was it, man. Because I had thought about going back and re-recording. That Batmobile is heavy.
It is.
It wasn't going back in the box, bro.
It is.
It wasn't going back in the box, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. But that's it, dog. And still, man, y'all done put me on a mission. Got me some old joints. See, y'all put me in the comic book.
Let's go.
Wait, what Punisher is that?
This is you know what? I don't even know if this joint it's number 2. I don't even know how important this is. So I'm on a mission too. When I see a comic book that I had when I was younger,
does that say Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon?
Oh yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Oh no.
Who is it?
No, this is Guinness and Louis LaRosso and Tom Palmer.
All right, I'm gonna hit you, but you need this run.
I didn't get this for reading. Okay. So hit me up. So shoot. Let me know what I need.
There's a run that's about 20 issues from Jason Aaron and Steve Dillon. That is a self-contained Punisher story. That's different from the Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon joint.
Okay.
That is one of the best stories you ever read. Period.
Word.
Yes.
Word. Bro. Hook me up, man.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, as always, brother. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for inviting me, letting me be here, bro.
Appreciate it, bro. As always. V, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, like I said, just finishing up. Working more on different commissions. I'm gonna have a cool Daredevil drop tomorrow. I'll be anticipating the new episode, and then I have some new Invincible art coming, and then a whole bunch of different random, comic book related, anime related art pieces gearing up for con schedule coming up soon, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going through title by title, catching up on reading 2 now, so I'm getting caught up on reading Batman. So I'm reading through the failsafe arc now. That shit is insane. So catching up on that, and failsafe arc was fucking insane.
Fucking failsafe, bro. So you didn't get to Absolute yet?
No. Oh well, Absolute is I
it's tied in.
I skipped ahead for Absolute, but I'm reading the main title. I'm catching up.
Okay, cool.
Because Absolute, I started at one with that. Like, I didn't wait till I was caught up on Batman to start reading any of the Absolute.
Okay, cool.
Just like I treated the like Ultimate and Absolutes as something different. I was able to just jump in with those.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I'm catching up on the main run with Batman now, and I just got to the fail-safe shit and it's fucking wild. So catching up on reading, getting art together for the con schedules, man. Just, you know how I do, just getting up. A whole bunch of shit will be dropping on IG in the store soon, and then I'll be doing Cleveland in a couple weeks. So I'm excited for that. So you know, so even if no matter how the con goes, good or not, it's still a trip away. So I'm looking forward to that, and hype for fucking Daredevil tomorrow and Invincible on Thursday. It's like that's yeah, I mean,
it's about to be real.
We
It's about to be real. We are definitely eating, bro. So definitely appreciate that. Thank you for being here as always, brother, each and every weekend. And last but not least, I saw it.
Mr. Janus.
Yeah, Mr. Janus, bro. What's going on? H. Janus, bro. What's going on with you, bro? H. Janus. How are you, bro? Mr. Janus.
Doing well, man. Another Monday in the books. You guys know the rotation for me at this point. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We've got more to come when it comes to this comics and it comes to this pop culture stuff, man. As Vinny had put earlier, we've got Daredevil, we've got Invincible, and we've got more and more comics coming. I believe the next issue of Ultimate Spider-Man is soon to come this month, so I am quite excited.
Last issue was yo
now
bro,
that's one of the. I've had a feeling since reading Craven's like Greatest Hunt or
Last Hunt,
Greatest
Hunt.
From the writing to the art, and the size, like they're giving us like 30 pages. Like it wasn't a quick like 1-2 in and out. Like they're fucking my bad.
Yeah. They're building something beautiful, Vinny.
I'm
yes,
it's special. It's a special run.
And there's legendary players that have come across the game, right? You got Michael Jordan, fadeaway, Kobe, and then you got Jonathan Hickman, because when he just fucking anytime he put up a shot, it's going down, bro.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's doing.
And Marco's killing it too. He did. I know you like his shit. He did run on Daredevil as well that you want to check out, and a run with Greg Rucka on Punisher. That's his first big book. The Punisher.
I'm loving his covers, bro. He's killing the covers, man. So yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know. Black Suit will be here at some fucking point. I don't fucking know. But it will be here. So I guess shout out to FedEx or UPS. I don't. Anyway, I have one question for everybody out there. Don't answer it. Just think about it. Just chew on it. We'll leave out with this. But if you lost your spouse in the Thanos snap, but 5 years later, the Avengers brought them back, but you already remarried with 3 kids and spent the life insurance on a failed food truck. Right. Do you get back with your old spouse, or do you stay with your new Thanos snap family?
That's why there's guest rooms, bro.
Damn. I mean, she would definitely have to understand. It's been 5 years. That's a conversation would have to be had, bro. It's been 5 fucking years. You have to understand. You were snapped away.
And you come back and you got triplets.
Yeah. I mean,
you've been busy.
I mean, bro, like, yeah, that's deep.
That's
deep.
Chew on it.
Because especially like if it's somebody that you've built the foundation with, do y'all got kids or no? Y'all ain't got kids.
Let's say y'all was about to have one. Y'all was getting ready. You know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't have one. You had triplets with the other lady post snap.
Ooh.
Like y'all was making plans. You was about to impregnate that one.
But then you got triplets from the dude John, and I know. Yo, Ben, you got room in the spot, bro? Like, I'll come visit. Just put her in a little bunk or something. I'll come visit. Yeah, I mean, just put her over there a little bit. I'll have to explain it later on, bro. Like,
it's the
not
blip
right
room.
now.
It's the blip room.
It's the blip room, bro. It's the blip room.
Yeah.
Damn.
Be back in the snap.
Docking it, said, I guess I got 2 booties now.
There you go.
Ghetto Yoda, guess we got to be more.
Yeah,
bro. That's
You said thruple.
thruple,
Yeah.
bro. Thruple, bro. Like,
just imagine you couldn't figure out how to break up with her, and then she gets blipped away, and then you find the love. You move on. You find a love of life, and here 5 years later, this bitch come back like I'm inevitable.
yeah,
Right.
like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
with Mega,
Exactly, Charlie. You got a side blip.
yeah, bro.
Look, I'm living through y'all decisions, man. I can't even deal with. I can't deal with hypotheticals. This was crazy.
He said I can't do it, bro, because
This was crazy.
You can speak clear. You can speak honestly here. Nobody good.
bro, because
Listen.
We listen. We listen
Let-
and we judge.
Leo, Boomer probably heard this already, man. My wifey got me in my living room, bro. I got a life-size R2D2
yeah,
Right.
and a Han Solo on Carbonite in my
Yeah.
living room.
yeah.
If the new woman ain't doing that, man, she gonna have to go if old girl get.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's the connection, because I know if that happened with Toya, it would take me a while, because it would take me a while. I can't just. That's not something for me where I know I could just move on like that. I
You
can't.
can't come back and find out you celebrating your 5th anniversary with somebody. She better find out that it's
Yeah,
your birthday.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Just married 2 months ago.
the thing is, I don't know how to deal with that, bro, because I would probably be that one person. Because it's like, how do you get through that grief, bro? Because it's not just that one person in your life that was blipped away. You know what I mean? It's not. It's the person. It's the memories. It's every place that you go. Like, it's just like me living here, and if I lost her, bro, that is a side of the bed that's occupied by that person. That, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I can do it. I would have to move out of this place because there's too many memories. I wouldn't be able to carry that. So to move on wouldn't be easy. Just like I'm pretty sure the person that I would meet, it wouldn't be easy for them, because who knows who they've lost. That's the sign of grief, bro. Like, that's some weird shit. And then on top of that, once you imagine you've grieved for 5 fucking years, and then for them to blip these motherfuckers back, it's like, yo, you took 5 years away. It was 5 years of my life taken away from me that I grieved, and now you're back.
And that, like, Leo, is why somebody needs to do a comic or a mini series on the lives that humans live.
Of the people, bro, that's what I've been talking about for they need to do either a comic or a show run on the motherfuckers who got blipped and how they feel. Because I think that was really, if the blip was just glossed over, bro, that was some tragedies there.
Was Spider-Man tried?
That was the only thing that really that tried to address it. But honestly, I feel like Thanos is so cruel, and my love.
But even normal people, right?
I'd be mid blunt, and then my ass just wither away. The blunt stays, my ass go.
Can you imagine?
Man.
That's all you
bro.
see.
Dude, that's a show, bro. No, like an anthology, right? Like every episode could be a different person.
Hey, it could be worse things in your mouth when you get blipped. That's all.
Hey, Vinny, imagine Bloomer coming back in the same space in his apartment with his hands like this. His hands just like this in the same apartment, and looking around, noticing that everything is different. And this motherfucker be like, yeah, where my shit?
Yeah,
my shit?
Yeah. You just got
it's not even my apartment anymore. I came into somebody else's shit.
Yeah.
Bloomer
gonna be like, yo, who smoked my shit?
You gotta be careful what you was doing during the blip. Have your ass looking like the cinnamon challenge,
bro. Bro.
Be careful,
bro. Could you imagine?
There's so much tragedy and comedy that happens.
Yeah, bro. Imagine, out of all people, it was L who got blipped and came. Oh shit! If y'all knew this motherfucker, bro. If y'all knew him, oh my god, bro. Hey, Vinny, with the same footprint on his t-shirt. Damn, bro, it is comedy in that. It is comedy in that. I would have loved.
What happens if you were taking a shit and you got blipped?
Yeah,
bro. What happens if you were on a plane and you got blipped?
Yeah,
you coming back fucking 75,000 feet. Like what?
Wait.
Like, how?
Part of what he had to do is make sure everyone returned safely. That's why Thor couldn't do it, because he wasn't in the right mind. But part of the explanation for the blip from the Russos was that Hulk made sure everyone returned safely.
Yeah.
Okay, because it was in his mind. He's that smart. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So Thor couldn't have actually done that.
I guess that's a good.
But it's like, bro, you're coming back after 5 years with resentment because, especially if you're an individual who was blipped.
Yeah.
And you know that these are, so then this would actually this would also go back to the whole Sokovian, Accord, the Sokovian Accord. And why people were behind that. It's because you would basically be that one individual who was blipped and be like, you know what? It was you superpowered motherfuckers that were responsible for half of my life.
Think about the logistics of insurance.
Yeah, bro. Like it is.
Like if you die and there's no one to claim it, your shit went back to the state, and then you come back, now all your shit is gone. What do you do?
Like, where's your life? Like,
you weren't there to protest. You were gone. You were dead. You were assumed dead, bro.
Yeah. Yo, and the Jazz Inc. 1989 Batmobile is not easily replaceable.
Yo, blip back with shit in your drawer. Bro, like,
if somebody shattered my drawers, I'm not sure who it was. Was it the baby me? Or just me?
Or me. Bro, that
y'all up here writing the show, man.
Bro, that would be a dope ass show because again, it's therapy, and just have it to where somebody like Sam Wilson is the therapist, because again, we know that he's a social worker, and you know what I mean, like he's just that person,
right.
Like
see,
where he's
this is the type of shit I do if I had a skit comedy show.
That's what I was about to do. The whole time I was thinking in the content world,
yo, like imagine
this and not even
no doubt.
Yep. Okay, Carter, bro, you gotta go to sleep,
bro.
Oh man.
Yo,
that'd be a crazy way to get ghosted.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Bro. Yo, imagine
you come back.
Imagine identical twins, and one goes, and then you come back, you 5 years younger, and you're identical twin, and they.
Damn, bro. Like,
what if a pregnant mother gets blipped, but not the baby?
Oh,
Jesus.
The baby stay? Nah, bro.
Yo, that's disgusting, bro. Why you put that in my head?
but
now y'all getting more. You know, went from funny to like moving. That ain't funny. That's a sad.
Tune into our show. You will find out what happens.
You blip back naked in someone else's bed, bro. Like that's crazy. That
oh, man.
Like literally, bro. Like
who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's a thought. Like, but this is what I'm saying. These are questions that they failed to answer. Like these are questions that they failed to really tap into because we just look at the blip like it was something that's normal because everybody went back to life as normal. Fuck out of here, bro. There was a lot. 5 years of your life that was gone.
Not being answered led to the non-cohesive nature of those films that succeeded in game. That's why we're like, what's going on? They didn't answer those questions right off the bat. Maybe a little bit in No Way
They didn't know how
Home.
to answer a celestial in the ocean. They definitely didn't know how to answer those questions.
Yeah, no.
Right.
We barely just got this 2025 and we just got that addressed. So yeah, there's gonna be some while before they get.
If only there was
get to the blip, bro.
If only there was an animated show that could answer what if type of questions.
Bro, like, bro, like there should have been a show dedicated, because I always even wanted to see a show dedicated to the perspective of individuals that were caught in these wars, and that they basically saw it, like basically the siege on Wakanda. You know, when basically Thanos was looking for the stones, you had the whole entire Black Order there, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just from that perspective, everything that you saw, like people who lived through it, we got a chance to see it, but it's just like nonstop. If I'm sitting around like, yo, seriously, after watching everything and I lived in New York, I'd be like, fuck that, I'm out. I'm never coming back. Because it's just like a
in New York and the comic shit goes down every fucking day.
Every fucking day. Like it's just always shit that's sitting around New York, bro. I would go to the safest spots.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Robots? Damn, bro.
That's crazy.
I ain't seen that since last week.
They almost
that means it's like you come home from a 12-hour shift and your car's going because Spider-Man threw it at Rhino.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, the comic book damage control, man. Then they almost introduced that would have had
that would have been dope.
With a certain element to that, right? That was kind of like, well, what happens? Who cleans up after the superheroes?
Damage control.
They teased it, right? They teased it.
That was a comic.
That would have been a dope. It was a comic book. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been a dope little show. Just to, you know what? I wonder if it's just like I think they scared to take those kind of risks, man. Because even the blip story, I don't even think you should have superheroes in it at all. Like you could just show
just the people that were blipped.
Just the people.
You don't fuck with any of the heroes, just the individuals that were blipped. Because of the conversations that would be had, the families, bro, it would be like anybody who was blipped, it would just be like something sort of like The Walking Dead or like The Last of Us. Because it's in a level of insanity where people don't have shit.
Right.
And now they're trying to regain their lives, bro.
Think about what the blip would do to religion.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's another thing, bro.
Because how could any religion claim that their way is real if you died and were able to come back? Now there's like what 4 billion Jesuses?
Yeah.
Right.
Because what happened to you during that fight? I mean, if God, like, that's some gymnastics. The bishops and pastors, they work in overtime to explain that shit.
They're gonna be up there on Sunday. How do you explain that?
How do you explain that shit?
These things, like, you know what I mean?
When Thanos came down to Wakanda,
and that's the thing, bro. Like, it's the problem is like, like Ghetto Yoda said, you know, or no, Charlie the Unicorn, didn't everybody get blipped through the Soul Stone? That might have been true, but the problem is them coming back and then explaining to people who have grieved you the entire time is a hard pill to swallow. They've grieved the loss of you the entire time for 5 years. They've managed to move on, and it's like now you coming back is almost like fuck. Like, I grieved you. I tried to move forward. That was my intent, was to move forward from that pain. And now it's pain all over again because you're back, and I'm forced to not only experience the simple fact that you are here and I grieved you, but my fear is losing you again. And I have to go through that shit all over again.
And again, on a religious tip, a lot of people would not even believe that the people who came back were actually their loved ones, because if you die, your soul goes to heaven. You can't recall it with any kind of spell or artifact. So so a lot of people would believe that they were just a recreation, a clone, or a construct. Kind of like how like teleportation is sometimes explained by as like demolecular dispersion of your molecules and then putting you back, which essentially
Vincent. Oh. Man, you going full comic book geek on us, bro.
Bro, he is.
Why I'm here.
But that's some real shit.
Give me 2 minutes and we gonna say
I'm with that. I think you just described me, bro. Yeah.
That's some real shit.
That's what I'm going with, man.
That's some real shit, because again, it's not how you left, but it's what you bring back with you.
Yeah.
So who's gonna write the script, man? This is it, yo. I want in. I didn't say much, but I was here. I want my credit, baby.
Yo, it's fucked up because I know Bloomer was like,
yeah, he gonna ask a question. That's right.
Yo, Bloomer woke up in the morning and was like, yo, I got an idea, bro.
Nah, that shit. Honestly, that shit just came across my timeline. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, it's in with this one. Fuck it. I can't take all the credit,
man.
Bro, that's some important shit when you think about it, bro. Like, because you really come back broke.
It's those deep philosophical questions that we have with this material that makes a lot of that why the inkers do their jobs, why the pencilers do their jobs, why the letterers do their jobs. It is the reason why is so important is because we dissect these characters. I was looking at something with Rhino, right? And Rhino went to jail, like basically took off his skin, didn't want to be Rhino anymore. Met this one woman, changed his life, turned his life around. But every step of the way through that process, people just kept trying to make him Rhino, kept trying to force him into being a Rhino. And towards the end of the comic, somebody comes out as Rhino, like a fake Rhino. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he forces him out because he's angry because the fake Rhino kills his new love that he found. And Spider-Man like stops him and is like, he tells Spider-Man, like, how do I go on? Like, how do I bury this like grief? Like, how do I go on with this stuff? And Spider-Man was like, you got to do it just like how a Rhino, like how you've done everything that you've done. It's one step forward, 1 foot at a time. And if you can do that, maybe there's hope for me.
Yeah, like a copycat.
Spider-Man walks off. And it's just like, it's that stuff right there is the reason why we read this shit. It's the reason why these shits get made into movies. Why we have discussions, bro. It's like that's
why that book, the book, the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man?
Or I remember we was talking about that.
Bro, that book, it almost damn broke me because when he had to face that many, he had to what he had to face is the most tragic moments in his life, and he broke. And almost again, he had to face so many. And then when Strange asked, well, how is it that he was able to survive this? And she told him, like, you've only lived these many moments. He's lived million. Like, there's so many moments that he's gone through. Like, that's what, because he's been hard the entire time. I mean, he's a character who jokes around because he doesn't want you to know how powerful he really is. He doesn't want you to take him seriously, but also it's a wall because he doesn't want to break. He has to always be funny. Like Spider-Man is the most tragic character in comics, bro.
Right.
Literally. Right. Like, you've lost everything. You've come up as a broke individual who's had the entire time raise yourself. You know what I mean? You've walked through life with so many different individuals pulling on your coattails, but you've had to also stand and be your own man and not get too close.
Bro, like and not be the genius that he is too.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you're sacrificing yourself.
Be Reed or Tony, but he has PTSD, and he can't be rich. He can't be successful because if he's doing any of those things, he's not saving people.
Yeah, exactly. It's this, like, you're sacrificing yourself so people can get to live the lives that you ultimately want to, but can't because of this responsibility that's been thrusted upon you because of spectacular, amazing circumstances that have been thrust upon you.
That's what both him and Superman kind of mirror each other in that aspect, because it's the most expected. Like them, it's again, the power that they have or the ability they have, it comes with expectation constantly.
Right.
The expectation is that when I
Spider-Man
call,
4 is
you're going to always be there. Yeah.
This next Spider-Man 4 is so important
Oh,
because a lot of us, like I've been screaming on this platform for a while now. I just want street level shit. If that includes Daredevil, fucking whippy.
Yeah, man.
If that includes the Defenders in some way or nodding to them, fuck it. Hell yeah. Punisher or fuck yeah. But I just want to see him swinging, helping people, and embodying that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that we have yet to see on the screen since I want to say it really want to be like 2014. This is the last time we've seen that for real on the screen.
Yeah,
really done well to the way that we like.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm hoping for. And for with the combat hand to hand, we talked about Destin getting the job in Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man 4, and we know that he did a martial artist. But I did a little bit more digging because I watched a video on YouTube, and this person did some digging. This guy, Destin, he is almost a savant when it comes to telling stories that center around young adults having societal issues and coming to age stories. So if you pair that with the hand-to-hand combat that we got in Shang-Chi and the decent to good storytelling that we got also in Shang-Chi, I think that creates a foundation now that I'm seeing and perceiving that I think we will get a really, really well done Spider-Man film. It's going to be great. The fact that he can't get his Mary Jane, he can't talk to his Ned. We need this motherfucker isolated.
We need
him down too. We need him fucking just in that dirty ass, dingy ass apartment. Like we need that because of all of the other stuff that has happened to him. He's fought the aliens. He's fought the robots. Now all of that is kind of like behind this thick brick wall that allows him to push forward while having this baggage that makes it entertaining when he's having these future interactions with other characters. Because he can't tell him about this, about his identity. Because of that, there's this barrier for him. I think that's going to make for such great storytelling because now he's got to protect it because he's seen what happens when people know who he is. People get hurt. And so I'm gonna love. I believe Tom Holland's gonna be able to do this 4, and we're gonna be like, damn, do another 3 like that, and we're all good. I think that's what
doing Stein shit too. I want to see him create a Spider Tracer.
Yeah, man, ain't that what we missing? Because we gotta like. I hate that we didn't get him making the suit, but you know what? It ended right though. It ended with everything. It ended with him in his own apartment, him making his own suit. So the promise for the next
we need more practicality. We need practical suits.
Exactly, dude. The first 3 movies, and I love it. If you look at it this way, the first 3 movies, all 3 of them was an origin story. Yeah. This next movie should be the start of the Spider-Man, and they promised it. It ended that way. So
it should be instead of a Peter Parker origin story, it really just needs to be a thorough Spider-Man origin story where his persona comes to fruition, and we see that, and it ties into what we're hearing about Daredevil because what I heard is that he's operating. As soon as after No Way Home ended, he's out there, he's doing his thing, he's Spider-Man. So it seems like there was no stoppage. So I'm really interested to see what's happened in between that time and then what we could be up for in the future with the character, man.
And the fact that the memories is gone, I think keeps him from being, because remember Tony Stark's brought him into that world where he's battling and he's over the top. So that's cut out.
No tech.
Nobody knowing who he is, man. So
I need him broke as fuck.
Yeah, bro. I want to see the comp. They did. I love the other movies. You know what I'm saying? But we almost there, bro.
It's bad, bro. It's the most tragic moment for this character, but we need to see him stripped down. Because I think that's going to make for a good story, a good street level story.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys out there. That conversation definitely took us down that road. These are conversations we need to start having more of because that shit's fucking funny. But definitely thank you so much, everybody out there. Again, we'll be back here next week, same time, same channel. Aaron's out there throwing jazz. But anyway, man, talk to y'all.
Is it a ringless franchise talk? I can't hear those.
Anyway, thank you guys, everybody out there for being here. We will talk to you guys later. Have a nice day.
Hell no, Buffalo. Fuck you. Have a good night.